discussion about it there. I even broadcast on WIBC while I was living in Mexico. I don't think I told anybody at the time that I was there. I was like, yeah, you need me to fill in? I'm here. And I did it. The technology was the same. But so I am familiar with some of the dangers that exist there to a degree that maybe the average person isn't. I'm certainly not as familiar as someone who's born and raised there like my wife is. But nonetheless, I'm not surprised to see the horrible ramifications or the outcome after you arrest another high-ranking cartel kingpin, because this is what happens there. The cartel doesn't go away when you cut off the head of the snake. It multiplies, just like they say in Hydra, the cartoon / movies from Marvel. They say this thing, and it seems to be true there. To actually fight the drug cartel, you cannot just get rid of the bosses. You have to get rid of the entirety of the cartel. And I think Mexico is seeing the reality of just arresting high-ranking bosses. And I will tell you one other thing about this, and it's an opinion. It's not a fact, but I'll put it out there. Many people that I know in my own family and my own connection to Mexico, myself included now, believe that the person in charge, the woman who is now president, and a man, AMLO, who was president before her, before Claudia, they both seem to cater to some aspect of the cartel, like many leaders of Mexico do, which means the fights are usually performative. And I should clarify that. They absolutely did arrest a kingpin for real. They killed people in the street. The kingpin is dead. I think they arrested his brother, actually. So that's not a performance in the sense that it's fake. It's definitely real. But they are not actually doing what they need to do, what they know they need to do to defeat the cartel long term. That's not occurring. And it won't occur in Mexico for a very long time unless someone actually in charge becomes strong enough, willing enough, or maybe allows for the United States to help, which President Trump has offered this, to actually remove the cartel, the entirety of the cartel from the country. That would be a systematic fight, though, because they're everywhere. I'll just say one last thing about this, too. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll do a bunch of other things. The little town that my wife is from is about an hour outside of a big city. The city, actually, that she's close to is fairly comparable to Indianapolis. It's got a sizable population. It's one of the bigger cities in the country, not the biggest city in the country, but one of the bigger ones. San Luis Potosí is the name of it. I think like 1.5 million people live there, something like that. And she lives an hour outside in a very small town, 30,000, 35,000 people there. The cartel took it over a few years ago. And there was actually a day, I remember this, when my wife was showing me these messages she was getting on WhatsApp from her family of how they were sheltering in place during a gunfight, not between any sort of military or police like in what we saw a few days ago. This was a cartel versus another cartel, two cartels fighting each other, and people were just left dead in the street. And then eventually the bodies were removed by cartel members, and I guess one cartel won. And they're now in charge of that small town that she lives in. That's how systematic the problem is. It's pretty much everywhere. And they have control. They take cars. They pull people over on the side of the road like police do and then just confiscate their vehicle. They do all kinds of crazy things. And mostly they are ignored at that level because Mexico doesn't seem to want to fight them to the degree that they'd have to. The war on drugs sort of thing that we saw here in the United States, you'd have to see it there. And this is a, intentionally failed version of that, in my opinion, what's happening with the cartel arrest, because it's not going to be significant enough. All right, we'll take a break. We'll talk about a lot of things that are not Mexico, a lot of things that are, in fact, Indianapolis, politics, and we'll have fun, darn it, right here on WIBC, Tony Katz, The Morning News. Greg Collins filling in. More in a bit.
This is Alex Brown. How much of the Bears organization could come to Indiana? More at 6:32 on Inside Indiana Business. Don't miss IBJ's Technology Power Breakfast with keynote speaker Meng Chang, president of Purdue University. RSVP at ibj.com/events.
Serving Indiana means being ready for growing energy demands. At Duke Energy, we're adding more power to the grid and working on hundreds of local projects to make your energy more reliable. We've strengthened nearly 20,000 poles, updated more than 270 substations, and prevented hundreds of thousands of outage hours with self-healing grid technology, so your power can come back on faster than ever. That's the smarter energy future Indiana deserves. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
We were harassed, I'm going to use that language, with people calling us saying, sell your house, sell your house. I didn't feel comfortable with it. I felt like I was being used and abused, and no one looked at the value.
Nobody wanted to come out and just look at the house. Nobody wanted to just come and look at it, which that kind of told me they really didn't know what we had.
They don't know that we added a deck. They don't know of anything that we've done. And we felt like a number to everybody else. We didn't feel that with Ronnie. He cared about us. He cared about the life that we had in the house.
Ron was very enjoyable to work with right out of the gate.
From the moment Ronnie came in the door, he was like, wow, this is great. I felt like I've known Ronnie for forever. It felt right.
Working with Simple Quarters has been very easy to do.
By working with Simple Quarters, we felt like they were working for us.
Call Simple Quarters 317-687-HOME, 317-687-HOME.
Matt Bear, how do the roads look?
Pretty good so far, Craig, as we check out westbound 70 going to the airport. No struggles here as we make our way from Meridian Street out to the airport collector with Ronald Reagan Parkway to Mariplex. Inbound 69, good to go, Fishers, as you come into the city center from State Road 37. That's going to be 4 minutes until you hit Benford Boulevard, and then 12 minutes down to Meridian. Traffic sponsored by Grand Appliance. Don't miss out on big savings on premium Bosch appliances during the final days of the President's Day sale at Grand Appliance. Visit grandappliance.com for full details. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. There is a chance of snow this evening. Just figured I'd throw that out there. A high of 41, 20 right now in downtown Indianapolis. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating and Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT. Kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. You have Matt and Carl hanging out, as they do every single morning on this very program. I don't know if either of them has been jeffing today, which is a term that I just learned, and it's not as dirty as it might sound. This is jogging where you both jog and walk. For a while you jog, then when you get tired, like most humans, you walk. But I guess you do this enough, and then people say you're not jogging, you're jeffing. There's an Olympic runner. His name is Jeff Galloway, who trains people using this method, which I guess is why they call it that. I feel like that might also be used to say other terrible things sometimes online as slang. I don't know what it says. I'm going to pretend I don't know about that because, well, I don't, obviously. But does anybody jeff often instead of jog on this show? Matt?
So are you actually jeffing when you're doing the run? Is it like, or do you jeff when you start walking? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I think the jeffing occurs when the walking occurs, but the proportion of walking to running would make you either jogging or jeffing, if I'm answering your question confusingly.
Can you jeff alone, or should you jeff with other people around?
I think it's probably safer to jeff in couples.
Jeff and couples.
I would imagine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you need to.
I would imagine.
You got to talk to the other couple first and make sure they're cool with it, and then you can go jeff all you want.
Yeah. I meant just two. I guess, but two couples. That's safer even. That's true.
Two couples are fine, but again, everybody's going to be in on it. Otherwise, if your wife sees you jeffing with another woman, then you got to.
You would be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I would think. I've never been married, so I don't want to speak out of place. But
no. My wife would be very mad.
I would never jeff with another woman.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Even if I were to go to like a restaurant and jeff there with a lady, I'd get in a lot of trouble for that.
Yeah. People would be like, "What are you doing, man?" You know.
This got weird fast.
No, I mean, listen. I'm glad we're talking about this. I don't want people jeffing outside of my apartment just randomly. I mean,
me neither. I would hate to see that. They should really just jog. It would be better for them.
That's what I'm saying.
Right, yeah, no. But apparently this is a thing. People are talking about it, which I thought, again, was just human nature. When you jog and then you get tired, you walk. And I do more walking than running right now, so I wonder if I'm jeffing harder than some. I'm not sure. I shouldn't probably get into this any longer because we're already maybe in trouble.
Do you ever go several days without jeffing? I mean, I get irritable. I really the pressure builds up, and then it's like, all right, I got to do something for myself now. And,
right, you got to jeff.
You got to jeff. I don't even enjoy it. I mean, it's.
I enjoy how much Carl is liking this segment. By the way, we could do a bet. We could do like a wager. I don't know, like a TV show, and see who can not jeff for the longest.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know if people are going to want to be around me if I go a whole week without jeffing, and. It gets really problematic. I just like talking about fitness like we're doing here. I mean, it's one of my favorite things.
This is what we're talking about, right? Fitness, getting in shape, staying in shape, all the good things.
Hey, if jeffing, drops a couple of pounds, it's the best way. That's, go do it.
That's definitely true. If you can lose weight and jeff at the same time, we should all be doing it.
Oh, good Lord. The truth will set you free, man. That's...
Are we fired, Carl? Are we fired? Okay.
Why? We're having a fitness discussion. I like talking about this.
I'm getting Carl on the hotline right now.
Okay, about walking and running. That's what we're talking about. Jeffing is the combination of walking and running for anyone confused that's just tuned in the last few minutes.
I'm in great
and
shape
guessing
now.
That's something. Yeah, there you go. Right, nice. I'm proud of you, Matt. All right, other things out there that I saw. This is something that sounds impressive until you actually do it. This was a list that people added to on Reddit. The number one thing on this list is amazing to me, that people claim this isn't as hard as you think it is if you actually try it. Running a marathon, because that actually sounds incredibly hard. But they say once you finish it, if you trained for it and, did it, most of us can, not saying you're going to win the marathon, but most of us could complete it. And then even though you might have some blisters and stuff, you'll feel a sense of achievement for sure. But you might also feel like it was a bigger hill than you thought it was when you climbed it.
Oh, it feels great when you're done. I did a mini once with my sister, and my sister's a natural athlete. So this is like my first mini. She's done 1,000 of them, and she picks the one where they're like huge hills on the north side of Indianapolis.
Sure.
Then you go up and you go down. And I'm going to tell you, man, you feel great when you're done, though. I mean, you're hurting, you're in pain, but it's like, yeah, I really did something here. It feels good.
Do you feel after it's done, though, like you thought it was harder than it actually became? Do you think you put it? Okay.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it got really difficult. I mean, I had to stop like a mile 10 and walk like a half mile, and I was really trained up. That's when you start packing in all the energy stuff that's in your pocket. That's been in your pocket for 10 miles, and you start eating it. And it's like, pocket energy here. And then you kind of start your pace again and make your way to the finish line. But I think I did it in like 2 hours or something. But it feels good when you're done. It really does. It's like, I accomplished something, you know.
The number 2 thing on this list is becoming a manager. They say that it sounds harder than it is the actual job itself, too, in this one, because instead of dealing with a lot more things internally for the company that you're now a part of, you're really just solving other people's problems, is what it says. So you become more of like a therapist, and if you're good at that with your group of friends, you might be good at that as a low-level boss at a company. This is according to the internet. I'm not saying I believe this. I'm just saying this is what they believe as a thing that sounds impressive but isn't once you've actually done it. The weird thing about this one, and I promise this wasn't a sly way to try to pat myself on the back, I have now become an APD at the station I work at in Texas. And thank you, buddy.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I am now technically, thank you, Carl, too. I'm now technically part of the managerial team, and the first meeting I had talking about this, now that it's an official thing, the guy in charge is like, yeah, you don't do very much. Like, don't worry about it. It's not going to be that hard.
Nice.
I was like, okay, great.
Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be true in execution, but he did claim, the guy above me, who I'll now be taking some of his responsibilities, that it's not going to be that hard. So that's great. I hope that winds up being true.
What a promotion. Hey, your job's going to be easier than what it used to be.
Hey, don't worry. Don't get all... Well, the funny thing, too, man, is like he's totally in control of how much work I have because he's supposed to do it if I don't. And so we'll see how much of the work he gives to me and how much he does himself, because it could very much be a hard job. And I like this guy. I don't want to say I don't on a different radio station the day after I had a conversation with him. But I like him, and I assume he's going to be very hands-on. But he could just drop a whole bunch of stuff on my desk, and then, things would be harder. But he claims he won't. So and the internet seems to agree with this, too, that becoming a manager is not hard. So great. Thank you so much to those guys.
Go to work in a suit and tie today. That'd be awesome.
Okay.
That'd be so much fun. It'd be like, I'm taking my job seriously here, and y'all better watch out,
Yeah, I will. I will go with a suit and tie, and I'll just say power move things the entire day.
Be like,
I'll just stand in meetings. I'll be like, I don't know if that's going to continue. And then I'll walk out.
We're going to circumvent this and then cycle back corporate excursion.
I'm going to need to circle back about that. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Right.
I'm going to do that. I'll be fired by the end of the day.
Yeah.
I'll get fired here for talking about Jeffing for too long, and then fired there for threatening people's jobs, even though I'm not actually doing that. All right, one last one. Getting a PhD is also on this list at number 3. They say that this is not as hard as you think it is.
Oh, bullcrap.
I feel like a lot of people who said this probably don't have one. That's just my guess.
Yeah.
Either the kind of focus you have to be able to do a dissertation, like a 40-page paper, and it can't just be like, what we did as we were a kid, just list all the NFL teams because we knew the teacher wasn't going to read it. This has to be like 30, 60, 90 pages of actual content, and it's got to be good. And it has to be like encompass everything you've learned in the last 8 years. It's got to be all of that. I can't imagine anything more difficult, to be honest.
Well, and you have to go to school for 8 more years when you don't want to go anymore, or I imagine a lot of us don't. So, yes, multiple challenges there. All right. We got a lot more to talk about, a lot to get to. The squatty potty has been a conversation between Matt and I, as well other places. I have a squatty potty story for later on in the show. I'm just warning us now that might be coming up. Man, it's going to be fun. Quick break, a lot more. Matt's got your traffic.
All you have to do is drag the ottoman into the bathroom. You don't even need one of those things. Looking inbound 65 wide open. Inbound 65 wide open right now. MLK to Meridian Street. That's looking fantastic, guys. And if you're coming in from Greenfield here this morning, good morning, Hancock County. Great to have you. Looking fantastic on westbound 70. State Road 9, 2465 on the east side. You have construction there as you make your way in, but not slowing us down any more than normal here at the moment. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at B Window, receive up to 40% off all products, plus get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today, because at B Window, they mean business. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Coming up on the Hammer and Nigel show, Guy Relford filling in for Hammer. We'll do Ask the Gun Guy. Plus, is the United States going to war with Iran? 3 o'clock, 93 WIBC.
Pella provides window and door replacement with products you can trust. For a limited time, call 833-87-PELLA or visit PellaIndy.com/radio and get 22% off Pella products. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220. That's Tony Katz to 46220. Or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Hi, this is Chris Cox, owner of Chimney Solutions Indiana. We're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood-burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-557-6979 or chimneyindy.com.
Great Lakes Honda of Fishers is heating things up with red-hot deals during Pay What We Pay invoice pricing going on now. Come into Great Lakes Honda and get invoice pricing without the gimmicks, like a new Honda Odyssey EXL for under $42,000 with a finance special of 3.99% APR for 48 months or 4.99% APR for 60 months. So come in out of the cold for red-hot prices at Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. Tax not included. In-stock new Hondas only. Not combinable with other offers. All fees and first payment due at signing. Offer ends March 31st. See dealer for details.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
The president is expected to deliver a lengthy State of the Union. It's 19 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, going up to 38. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:30. Tonight's State of the Union address is expected to cover a lot of topics, so settle in.
Much of that message is expected to focus on the economy and President Trump's plans to bring down costs in a critical midterm election year.
We have a country that's now doing well. We have the greatest economy we've ever had. We have the most activity we've ever had.
But the president faces strong political headwinds as polling shows a majority of Americans do not approve of his handling of the economy.
As Fox's Jared Halpern reporting, Indiana National Guard officer First Lieutenant Catherine Corsolino will be in Washington after accepting an invitation to attend President Donald Trump's State of the Union. Congressman Jefferson Shreve shared the news Monday, saying that he's proud to host her. Flights in and out of parts of Mexico are being canceled or shifted around after a burst of cartel violence tied to the killing of a well-known cartel leader. Travelers in Puerto Vallarta are being told to stay inside for now. The Beech Grove community in the state of Indiana saying goodbye Monday to Officer Brian Elliott. He was shot and killed last week while responding to a domestic disturbance call. A celebration of life was held for him Monday.
Officer Brian Elliott, it was an honor to have served alongside you. We will continue to carry on your sacrifice from here.
Beech Grove police officer Michael Maurice, actually he's the police chief, says Officer Elliott was the best of the best and served the department and his city courageously. He is being laid to rest Monday at Crown Hill Cemetery in Indianapolis. A system bringing a wintry mix is expected through the area Wednesday into Thursday.
Very minimal accumulation, but it could be deceivingly slick for Thursday with some lighter snow accumulations
coming our way here for the middle of the week.
That's Wish TV's Marcus Bailey. And Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao will square off in the ring for the first time in nearly a decade, dubbing it the fight of the century. The two boxing legends are set to meet on September 19th at the Sphere in Las Vegas. It's a Netflix event. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go and at WIBC.com. Traffic, weather, and sports together in 3 minutes. It's 6:32.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Alex Brown. The Chicago Bears confirmed to IBJ on Monday that the team has no plans to move its headquarters, practice facility, and training center should it strike a deal with Indiana officials to play its games just across the state line in Hammond. Questions about the team's headquarters in suburban Chicago arose following a Thursday press conference during which Hammond Mayor Tom McDermott said the Bears are considering moving all of its operations to Indiana. Next month, auction house Christie's will put up more than 300 music and pop culture items comprising the Jim Irsay collection up for auction. Natalie Furneaux with Christie's said it's impossible to overstate how important the collection is.
Jim kind of stands apart in terms of the breadth of his collection, the passion for his collection. He wasn't just buying at auction, he was buying directly from athletes, he was buying directly from musicians.
Among the items up for auction are Jerry Garcia's Tiger guitar and a Beatles drumhead that was used on the band's iconic Ed Sullivan Show performance. More than 170 addresses across 42 counties statewide are in line to receive broadband internet access after the latest funding round of the Indiana Connectivity Program. The program awarded more than $620,000 to 10 internet service providers, which collectively provided matching funding of nearly $214,000. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress, from the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, invest in connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures. Visit elevateventures.com.
The flagship Enterprise Center in Anderson has received a $100,000 grant from the Regions Foundation to bolster a lending program to small business owners who are unable to secure traditional bank financing. The Bankable lending program will use the grant to expand access to capital and provide technical assistance to entrepreneurs in rural, low and moderate income, and historically under-resourced communities. I'm Alex Brown for 93 WIBC.
Yeah, Alex, checking the east side. It's northbound 465 after Washington Street. A crash. It's blocking most of the interstate. 3 right lanes are blocked, getting by only in the left 2 lanes and trickling by here at the moment. Traffic is jammed back to Brookville Road. Again, serious crash northbound 465 after Washington Street on the east side. Northbound 65 stop and go before Raymond into the south split. That is a construction zone. Traffic sponsored by B Window right now at B Window. Receive up to 40% off all products, plus get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today, because of B-Window, they mean business. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Mostly cloudy, high of 41, 20 degrees right now in downtown Indianapolis. Chance of snow tonight. Those are all just true things about the weather. Your weather is brought to you by the American Standard Heating and Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC with sports. Ryan Hedrick.
Craig, good morning. Indiana Pacers forward Pascal Siakam is expected to miss tonight's game against the Philadelphia 76ers because of a left wrist sprain. He has appeared in 52 of 58 games this season. Remember, the team was fined $100,000 earlier this year after Siakam and 2 other starters missed a home game against the Utah Jazz. College basketball tonight, Indiana hosts Northwestern, looking to end a 2-game slide. They lost by 29 to Purdue Friday. Indiana's favored by 8.5 tonight. Tip-off at 7. And in high school basketball, the 28-0 Center Grove Trojan girls basketball team will go for the 4A championship Saturday against the Norwell Knights.
But their poise has been phenomenal. But I think it's just their competitiveness to get them there, and that's been there, and you want to play your best basketball at the end.
That's Coach Kevin Stuckmeyer. All games 1A through 4A will be held Saturday at Cambridge Fieldhouse. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577.
Service today.
Today.
Over 1 million people would like to quit smoking.
That's why we're offering free nicotine replacement products to help. You can get 4 weeks of patches, gum, or lozenges, free while supplies last.
Simply call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Quit Now Indiana will help you break your tobacco addiction.
No lectures,
no pressure,
just free help.
You can quit your way with the tools and support you need.
Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW today.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
For a limited time, get 40% off all products. Plus, get an entry door for $187.
Because at B Window,
we mean business. We mean business.
Trust me.
Tony Katz, the morning news. 93 WIBC. I almost died there. My name is Greg Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. A lot of stuff to talk about. I'm going to maybe overblow something that happened yesterday. I'm going to blow it out of proportion. I'm going to make it a bigger deal than it probably was to a lot of people, including the president, who actually said this. And I don't tend to do that. I want to preface all of this by saying that I'm not usually the person to say that this means a whole lot more or should mean more than what you think it means, at least in moments like this. But I can't help thinking this when, and I'll play the audio in a second, you hear what President Trump said yesterday about himself, about the reality that people have been trying to kill him. Multiple people, in fact, one in which who was arrested somewhat recently. So this is the president talking about people that we've lost, people that he thinks matters, even when sometimes mainstream media might ignore some of these stories. You'll recognize some of these names. And then he casually says something about himself that, again, I think is a giant, giant deal. And I'll say one last thing about it before I hit play on audio that you might already know. You might have heard this. If this were a Democrat saying this with the reality behind it that exists in this case, the amount of people who've attempted to kill Trump was the same in some sort of Democratic place, media would be obsessed with this. And they'd be talking about how heroic the person is for casually referencing something so real and so horrible and awful. The bad guy and the good guy are wrong for media to care. But if it were reversed, media would night and day be covering something like this. Here we go.
But Americans like Lakin and Grant and Javier, Joshua, Rocky, Rachel, Kayla, these are great people, and we're never going to forget them. I'll never forget them. I don't know how long I'll be around. Got a lot of people gunning for me, don't I? Huh? But I will not forget.
It is crazy that there's sort of uncomfortable laughter, but laughter nonetheless. Trump is doing what he does often when he talks about both serious and silly things. His inflection changes. He smiles a little bit, but what he's saying is profoundly true. I just want you to think about that for a second today. I'm not saying that you got to do a deep dive, spend an hour locked in a closet considering this, although I might at some point, because it's so profound, so insane, so accurate to the society we live in right now. The amount of people that are currently trying to kill the president who is in the White House, and yet also something that most people will just go, oh well, and move on from because they assume the tragic, the horrible thing, God forbid, hopefully doesn't happen. Even though I think a lot of people on the left would celebrate it, as awful as that is too. And I think this is just the kind of thing that if different pieces were in place, and I'll just say the whataboutism one more time, if a Democrat who had their life almost taken from them at least once and multiple other times, people wanting to do it, this would be the kind of thing that would be praised for weeks. They'd be like, my God, the leadership of someone to look, in a camera to make a joke about something that most of us would probably be terrified about if people had gotten as close as they had gotten to taking the life of our current president. But all right, quick break, a lot more. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
Only local real estate agent I'd trust with the sale of my home and actually finding me a new one. It's Mark Dietl. And Mark is used to dealing with challenging situations and making them simple and successful. Like Angie in Fairland was handling her mom's estate, needed to sell the home she grew up in. It was emotional, but the Dietl team handled the listing and repairs, secured a buyer, and sold the house after just 9 days on the market, stress-free. Find him at markdietl.com, DIETEL.com.
Mark Dietl guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. You pick your move date, no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. Call Mark Dietl today. Ask about the guarantee. 317-755-4232 or visit markdietl.com. That's Mark, DIETEL, markdietl.com.
Are you tired of hearing strange noises coming from your furnace in that one scary room in your basement? Are you losing sleep at night knowing you may wake up with frostbite? Worry no more with a $49 furnace evaluation from Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. For just $49, Hope will come give you peace of mind by making sure your furnace is in good shape, keeping the cold air and frostbite outside. Call Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today.
Life's full of unexpected joys, like problems with water. That's why there's Miscellaneous, a crew of 24/7 experts who are rescue ready, day or night, one phone call, for a gazillion disasters. Over 3 decades of restoring your home or business to better than new condition. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Miscellaneous happens to help you through it. Call 844-FIX-INDY. Make it Miscellaneous.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Matt Bear, how do the roads look?
Yeah, Craig, check it the east side. We have a crash on northbound 465. It's after Washington Street, US 40. And 3 right lanes are blocked right now. That leaves the traffic to get by in the 2 left lanes on the side. As you can imagine, it's trickling by right now, and traffic stopped back to South Shadeland Avenue. Delay at 25 minutes. South side, northbound 65, stop and go before and after Raymond Street because of construction. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at B Window, receive up to 40% off all products, plus get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today because of B Window, they mean business. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Mostly cloudy, a high of 41 for today. Some snow potentially this evening. Right now it is 20. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating and Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Airplane Live is coming your way May 15th, featuring Julie Haggerty and Robert Hayes. Relive the comedy classic like never before with stories, laughs, and unforgettable moments. Don't miss Airplane Live. More ticket information now at WIBC.com.
Tony Katz, The Morning News. 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins filling in. You have Matt and Carl hanging out as they do every morning on this very program, on this very show. I do want to shout out the YouTube group. WIBC streams all of its content, if you're unaware of this. They put it on all kinds of places. It's on Twitter or X, I think is what I'm supposed to call it now, on the Facebook, on all the platforms. YouTube's the most fun because you just watch the conversation. And these are the Katz kittens, right? That's what these people are called. Somebody confirm that for me.
Yes.
Yep. Anybody? Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. The Katz kittens today have been discussing cheating. They're not talking about anything we're talking about, but it's a lot of fun to watch them talk. And I think they're also joking about who's dating who within their group. So I don't know if there actually are people that are dating each other from this YouTube page that have met each other that way. But apparently they're talking about how, and joking about cheating, but then also saying they're all very loyal people. So I like learning that about the audience that pays attention to this show via the internet, that they all seem like really good, honest, loyal individuals. And one of them seems very willing to cheat on whoever they're in a relationship with if Matt Bear shows up to something. I'll just put that out there too, just so you know. It's out there.
She can do better.
Oh, man, come on.
From me, not her husband. That's what I'm saying.
Come
on. Raise the bar a little bit.
You don't like being a celebrity crush to at least one person out there in the world?
I'm a media footnote.
Hey, you're a media footnote that at least one person is asked to be there, like, their hall pass.
Once you get all the other people that are in the media in Indianapolis, then you get to me, like, in the small type at the very bottom of the page. And it's like, yes.
You're a higher profile than me, my friend. However,
right.
However much you're a footnote, I'm under it. I'm the crevice under the foot. Anyway, other things. This was weird. We just did our own version. Other things to talk. This is fun, Matt. Other things to talk about out there. I do like this. And I guess this isn't becoming very popular in Indy yet. It's not terribly popular where I actually currently live, which is in Houston, Texas, too. But I know in California it's becoming a big thing. In some other places, the food delivery robot. I don't know if you guys have seen a video of this. Mostly, I think Grubhub is doing it. It's just a little machine that rides around from house to house and restaurant to restaurant, dropping off food. Apparently, they're starting to cause chaos already. And this is a fairly new pilot program thing. One robot waged war on a woman's garden. I find this hilarious. The woman went viral for talking about it because the robot not only delivered food, it attacked everything it could see that was its level, because they're pretty low to the ground. So garden was the only thing it could fight. Here we go.
Cocos have been relentless. I heard a commotion. I came out here. I found the cocoa in my garden. It had got my fence caught up in its wheel. It uprooted a whole bunch of plants in my garden and then just drove away with the fence attached to it. I chased after it and I looked like a total crazy person, running after a robot in the middle of the street, yelling after it. I was trying to block it, get in its way, and it was trying to go around me. These private companies can come in and dump their technology in our communities, and there's no sense of accountability.
Yeah, she's trying to be serious. I also think it sounds hilarious that she was chasing a robot with fence attached to it. To me, that sounds really funny to see happen, even if the robot did decide to destroy her garden.
I'd say put about 1,000 of these in the Panama Canal, and there's not going to be a Venezuelan drug boat that makes it
there
to
you
the
go.
United States.
Yeah. Come on, we got the cocoa robots now.
There's a pragmatic solution here. It's like that really cool thing that Israel did with the cell phones and Hamas. They lit up everybody's cell phones. They made them bombs through technology and satellites. Here's what we do. We start these food delivery robots to the government of Iran and just have them scatter them out through Tehran. They deliver the food, and then they upend the regime just like that.
Sure.
So, yeah, we have a plan here.
Talk about the best version of a current Trojan horse that we could send there. We just have a bunch of food delivery robots that are actually armed to the teeth.
Yeah, food
you have
delivery
no idea.
to the Ayatollah.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Deliver it to Iran. Everything fixed. This would be amazing, man.
Right there
that's
on
crazy.
The front door, Chipotle. No.
Actually, that sounds like a horror movie. Chipotle and death coming at your door in the near future. Yeah, okay. Anyway, we went a little hard there, but I just love the fact that this lady, this woman, had to chase down the delivery robot with the fence attached to it because Uber Eats driver probably wouldn't have done that. I'm not saying for sure wouldn't, but they probably wouldn't have driven away with your fence.
Who pays for the
that's
fence?
Probably
then?
a thing.
Does the actual DoorDash company pay for the fence, or does Chick-fil-A?
I imagine the company has to. You probably have to fight them. They're not going to just do it. Right. But I imagine it's their fault. It's their robot. Darn it. I feel like it's got to be them, right?
Send back the robot and make him rebuild the fence. That's what you do.
Yeah.
You're like,
Oh, yeah.
well, that ends well.
It's a great idea. That reminds me of something totally different. I don't know why it does. I feel like I've talked about this on the show at least once. The manger that I built for my mother for Christmas. Have I talked about this on the radio?
Mm-mm.
Okay, my mom had all these little figurines for the nativity set for Christmas, and she asked me to build a manger. And just like I think a robot would do a terrible job at rebuilding a garden, I was ill-equipped to build a manger for Ma. Like, it shouldn't have happened. I went to the store, I bought the wood, I put it together. It looked like a small child had created something that, didn't deserve to be in a yard. It's still there. The dedication my mom has to Craig made something for it's incredible because it looks awful. I'm ashamed of it when I see it. And I've even said to her, I'm like, you want me to redo that now that I'm an adult man? And she's like, no, it's fine the way it is. And it's all wobbly and it's all not straight at all. It's nothing about it looks normal and right. And she doesn't care. But I have the most poorly built manger in the front yard of my mom's house for the last however many years. I think it's been like 30 years that thing has been sitting there. I'm amazed it's still together.
I mean, it's poorly built, but she didn't take back all your Christmas presents or anything. In fact, she did the opposite and said,
she should have.
She said, this is my son's, Da Vinci here.
Right.
This is the crown jewel, and I'm going to keep this going. It's a Sistine Chapel roof, and I'm going to keep this going for the rest of the life. And your mother's very proud of you. I think that's cool.
I think that, or she's just guilted every year into doing it. I feel like she has the same conversation in her brain where she's like, I can't stop now. It's been so long now. I can't finally admit this thing is terrible. So I think she's just still sticking to that. It looks fine. We all know it doesn't, Ma. We all know it doesn't. All right. One last thing before we take a break. I know we have very little time, so maybe we'll do this again later. Matt and I have discussed a squatty potty before, and I just wanted to put this out there into the ether of the world. I have now tried one.
Huh?
A family member of mine has acquired a squatty potty, which is very odd. Everything about this is very strange. Thank you, Carl.
Yeah, thank you, Carl.
It's great technology, Matt. I know we've maybe, disparaged it in the past. I got to tell you, whatever the thing is that's happening there that makes things smoother in that world, it definitely works. I'm a big fan now. I am a change. I don't think I'm going to buy one and have one for myself. I don't think it's a necessary thing in my life, but I do think it works exactly as just, what's that?
Yeah, but you'll have a bidet.
I'd love one. Please, Carl. Let's not even joke about that. But no, as far as the squatty potty goes, I think it's absolutely a valuable item. And I feel like I've said differently in the past, Matt. So I wanted to correct myself.
I've said this on the show before, but I'm a big fan of regularity. I really am. And
sure.
But having said that, I don't think I could own a squatty potty just if somebody walked in and saw that, and be like, hey, no, that's for somebody else, even though I live alone.
Right.
We had him here at the station, but it didn't make the move.
No, it did not make the. It didn't
make the move.
No, it did not. It did not. Sadly, we now have to go to the bathroom like everybody else.
Wow, you can't put your feet up. That's just awful. That's just terrible. Man.
Horrible place to work.
Move out, guys.
Yeah.
Move back to the other place. All right, Matt's got your traffic.
Looking at northbound 465 east side crash after Washington. 3 right lanes blocked. Stop 274. Northwest side jammed. Northbound 65 71st 2865. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at B Window, receive up to 40% off all products, plus get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today because of B Window, they mean business. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
The most extraordinary thing a woman can do is let herself be human. We try to do it all, sure, but what if we're just not feeling it? Like when the fatigue hits, but you gotta bring snacks to the soccer game? Or when the laundry's piling up, but that hot flash says, too bad. We get it. Franciscan Health has care for extraordinary women who can do it all, but don't have to. Visit franciscanhealth.org/OBGYN today.
Stop putting screens on your gutters. If the holes are too big, debris gets in and you're still cleaning your gutters. If the holes are too small, it sits on top and you're cleaning the screens. And those screens will need to be replaced. They just don't last. Pat Sullivan here. I have Gutter Helmet on my home and business, and it has no holes, slots, or screens. It keeps the debris out and the water in. Since 1981, Gutter Helmet has been America's #1 choice for gutter protection. And this is a great time of year to call Gutter Helmet of Central Indiana, because right now, Gutter Helmet is offering a 15% discount plus 12 months no interest financing if paid in full within 12 months. Call 800-5HELMET, that's 800-5HELMET, to schedule a free estimate. 15% off cannot be combined with other offers. Call Gutter Helmet today at 800-5HELMET or go to gutterhelmetindy.com and never clean your gutters again.
Applied Innovation customer Michael Kisselback, IT manager at Neuter, a full-service industrial construction company, liked what Applied Innovation provided.
So we look for companies that have shared values as us. So companies that treat clients the way we want to treat our clients. Proactive, responsive, and committed to long-term relationships.
And whether it's copiers, printers, or wide-format plotters, you depend on your Applied Innovation sales rep.
Anytime I need anything from my sales rep, he is on point and on call. I probably have never had a better sales rep than the one I have at Applied. I mean, I email him, I call him, he's on it on the spot, which is pretty impressive.
Sounds like you found that long-term relationship with Applied Innovation.
I say Applied Innovation is responsive, intelligent, and always on point. Applied makes things easy.
Make your life easier by calling Applied Innovation today. 800-521-0983 or visit appliedinnovation.com. Applied Innovation. Office technology made simple from a partner you can trust.
Coming up on the Hammer and Nigel show, Guy Relford filling in for Hammer. We'll do Ask the Gun Guy. Plus, is the United States going to war with Iran? 3 o'clock, 93 WIBC.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-983-2077 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-983-2077. That's 800-983-2077. What do you have to lose? Call 800-983-2077. Again, 800-983-2077.
Through their service, veterans have our backs. Now we should have theirs. Learn more at gotyoursix.org.
Coming up in 2 minutes on this Tuesday morning, Indiana political leaders want to change the way that truck drivers get CDLs. What law enforcement leaders said as they said goodbye to Officer Brian Elliott on Monday. And IU has hired a former NBA scout. I'll tell you who it is after Fox News from the Dugan Air Heating and Cooling Mitsubishi Electric Studios. 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1, Indianapolis. It's 7 o'clock.
Russia has been waging war in Ukraine for 4 years now. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. It started on this day in 2022.
European dignitaries are in Kyiv this morning for events to mark 4 years since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Ceremonies like this one commemorate Ukraine's casualties, thought to be at least 500,000 dead and injured. Cities have been destroyed by Russian forces. Peace talks seemingly stalled over the question of territory. But President Volodymyr Zelensky today promised his nation's resistance will not be in vain.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. President Trump's been trying to stop that war, and he may bring it up tonight in his State of the Union address to Congress and the nation.
Expect him to address topics that will define elections across the country. So we're talking about the economy, trade and tariffs, and immigration. This comes amid the backdrop, of course, of the Supreme Court's ruling against his sweeping tariffs last week and the looming threat of potential military action against Iran. The president has been facing more pressure to focus on domestic issues, but he feels confident about his record.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera. Some Democrats do not plan to attend, boycotting the president's speech. Among the invited guests, gold medalists, the men's Olympic hockey team.
Representing the U.S., obviously it's an honor, so we're ecstatic.
respect and are excited to be back home celebrating.
That's Austin Matthews. The team got a big welcome home returning in Miami. It's not clear how many players can attend tonight. The NHL season restarts tomorrow. The women's gold medal winning hockey team was also invited to the speech tonight but declined. You can watch the State of the Union on Fox News Channel and hear it at foxnewsradio.com. Our coverage starts at 8 p.m. Eastern. There's a lot of snow still to be shoveled across the Northeast.
Boston experienced a blizzard for the first time in years. Monster snow totals across the region and hurricane-force wind gusts rocked the state.
Fox Weather's Melanie Black in Boston, Rhode Island got record snow totals more than 3 feet. There are still more than 350,000 power outages in the Northeast and more than 2,000 flights canceled. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Changing the state's trucking rules. It's 19 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. Your high today, 38. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Good morning. Here's what's trending at 7:02. Indiana political leaders are taking another step toward tightening the rules for people who drive big trucks in Indiana. The move comes after people who were in the country illegally were driving trucks and killed a couple of people this month.
Our fly-by-night operations, they have an accident and kill somebody. What good does it do if we fine that person $5,000, or the trucking company can just start a new company the next day?
That's Senator Michael Young speaking on the Senate floor Monday. Today, senators are pushing ahead with a plan that would give the state a clearer process for pulling a commercial driver's license when the federal government says that truck driver is in the country illegally. Indiana National Guard officer First Lieutenant Catherine Corsolino will be in Washington, D.C. tonight after accepting an invitation to attend President Trump's State of the Union. Congressman Jefferson Shreve shared the news Monday, saying that he's proud to host her. Flights in and out of parts of Mexico being canceled today or shifted around after a burst of cartel violence, and people in the resort town of Puerto Vallarta are especially on high alert. Omar Casillas is from Indianapolis. He was in Guadalajara shortly after a cartel leader was killed Sunday.
Trying to stay relaxed, not nervous, not panic. I'm just trying to see what I'm going to have to do tomorrow for food. I have enough for today, but as far as tomorrow, I'm not sure yet.
And Casillas speaking with News Nation. He was halfway through his halfway marathon that he was running when his family notified him that the cartel leader had been killed and violence was about to break out. Saying goodbye to a husband, brother, friend, and hero.
Beach Grove 59, Officer Brian Elliott.
The final 10:42 for Brian Elliott, the Beach Grove police officer shot and killed on February 16th, 2026, while responding to a domestic call at an apartment. A celebration of life was held for a Monday.
Officer Brian Elliott, it was an honor to have served alongside you. We will continue to carry on your sacrifice from here.
Beach Grove Police Chief Michael Maurice says Officer Elliott was the best of the best and served the department and his city courageously. He's being laid to rest at Crown Hill Cemetery in Indianapolis. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Indiana Pacers will probably be without forward Pascal Siakam tonight. He has a wrist injury. It's the first time that's been revealed on the injury report. He was dealing with a hamstring injury earlier this week. And Ryan Carr was named the executive director of the IU men's basketball team Monday.
If Carr's name sounds familiar to you, it's probably because he has more than 2 decades of NBA front office experience with the Indiana Pacers, where he rose from a regional scout to senior vice president of player personnel. The university says Carr will focus on roster building and will report directly to IU head men's basketball coach Darren DeVries and assist with other areas of the program as well. He also graduated from Indiana in 1996 and served as a manager under Coach Bob Knight at the time. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
IU plays Northwestern tonight. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com on a Tuesday morning, 7:05. Traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Baer.
Yeah, Ryan, looking at the east side, northbound 465 crash between Washington Street and I-70, blocking 3 right lanes, stopping traffic. Back to I-74, delay time now at 39 minutes. South side northbound 65 slows before Keystone Avenue into the Southwood. That is a construction zone. Pike Township northbound 65 slows before West 79th Street up to 865, a 13-minute delay. Westbound 465 stop and go after Michigan Road to 860. 465. Eastbound 465 tightening up at Ditch over to Meridian 31. Traffic sponsored by Mattress Firm. Mattress Firm's President's Day sale is here. Score unbeatable deals. Get matched with the perfect bed. They make sleep easy. I'm Matt Bear. Traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Wish TV meteorologist Tara Hastings. Good morning. How does the weather look?
Hey, good morning. We're going to look for some cloud cover out there this morning and into the afternoon. A mix of sun and clouds. It's going to be breezy. Winds may gust at times near 30 miles per hour. We'll look for highs later today right around 41. Tonight, some clouds around. Lows will fall to freezing. And then on Wednesday, a partly cloudy sky. Some rain and snow showers possible late Wednesday into early Thursday. Highs on Wednesday near 46. Could see maybe a few slick spots early Thursday morning as some of those light snow showers move through. But right now, it doesn't look like we're going to look for a lot in the way of accumulation. Temps will stay in the 40s on Thursday.
Thank you very much, Tara. Right now, it is 7:07 Tuesday morning. Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. A bunch of stuff to talk about. When local news does its job right, when they crush things, and Wish TV actually absolutely crushed a story recently, they do exactly this. They find a unique way to add locality to a story that people are talking about beyond just our own community, beyond wherever it is you live. Because, and this is something that a consultant once told me, all news is local news if it's what people are talking about locally. Meaning that if when you sit down at the kitchen table, you're talking about what's going on in Mexico right now, that's a local news story. You don't have to refer to it as a national news story, even if it's not based in Indianapolis, because it's what people in Indianapolis are talking about. But this, a couple that lives in Mexico from the Midwest that was talking about their experience on Wish TV, is just a chef's kiss version of when news media does things well and gets you to the heart of a story and gets you to understand it from a local angle. So I do want to play a little bit of this. This was the discussion that Wish TV had with two people living in Mexico from the Midwest, talking about the chaos and the craziness of the fight against the cartel there. I did open the show by saying that I think whenever Mexico does this, they know it's a hollow victory because it does not remove the totality of the cartel from operating within their country. They are so ingrained systematically in so many aspects of that country that just to remove a cartel boss, however dangerous that fight is on the streets of Mexico, it won't actually upend the system. And I think Mexico knows that. I'm sure Mexico knows that actually, and they don't seem to care. That's one thing that a lot of people locally will tell me. But here is a little bit of back and forth from Wish TV with a couple living in Mexico from the Midwest.
A very nice gentleman came and told us, hey, you don't want to go north because the cartel has been retaliating against the government.
They told me that local police cars were filled with men holding machine guns. They say the sirens and speakers were blaring for people to get to safety.
So what we found was these fires were becoming set in huge numbers all over the city. Now you could look up and see in the sky yesterday, there was black funnels just everywhere. It was peppered.
Roseanne says they believe the cartel was lighting vehicles on fire to create street barricades to stop local police, allowing the cartel's motorcycles to zip through. Yeah. So again, I think that Wish TV did a great job at covering this story the way they did it. It seems that they found a social media post from someone that is within the community in Indianapolis, and they're like, all right, let's find this person. Let's get this person on television to talk about it. I think this even more so makes the reality of what's happening so disappointing to so many. Not just something that might scare people who live there, but the reality that this won't stop the horrible system of cartel and their control of so much in Mexico. If you ever needed a version of understanding this story for someone who might not have ever experienced it or gone to the country at all or knows anything about it, just look up the amount of politicians that get killed, in Mexico every election. It's tons and tons of politicians, people running for political office that are murdered by the cartel. The reason it occurs is because the cartel doesn't believe that person is going to help them. So a whole bunch of people who would publicly say that they'll use the political system to fight narco terrorists are, well, killed.
And so if you ever, again, need a version of information that demonstrates the actual strength of the drug cartel that exists just to our southern borders, that seems to be one that really rams home the message for me, and one where it seems interesting that President Trump has said he's willing to help fight it. And even when referencing the other day that there are people gunning for him, people that want to do him harm, I think the drug cartel in Mexico is on that list because of Trump's willingness to fight them, not even the reality that he's actually given any sort of U.S. support to what's happening there. Although some of these cartel members have been turned over to the U.S. I should say that there has been a behind closed doors push by President Trump and others to get Mexico to give us bad guys so that we can house bad guys in our prisons for crimes they committed against us, the drug trafficking that comes into our country, because we're better at holding them. Mexican prisons are also notorious for having people escape them, which is sort of crazy. But again, I just think a really well done story from Wish TV that I wanted to highlight. Quick break, a lot more. And actually, I'll be honest, producer Carl helped me realize that story was out there to highlight. So attaboy to him. A quick break, a lot more. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
February is the month of love, so maybe it's time to show your carpet a little attention. Your carpet is the biggest air filter in your home, and if it hasn't been professionally cleaned, you're breathing dirt, dust, and winter buildup every single day. That's why I call Zero Res. No soaps, no residue, just a deeper clean that keeps your home fresher longer. Right now, get 3 rooms of carpet cleaning starting at $119 plus $75 off air duct cleaning. Book online at zeroresindy.com. Ask for the WIBC special.
Pat Sullivan here. Fire emergency? I've had one. If you do, call Miscellaneous. Owner Richard Miscellaneous explains why.
Miscellaneous is local and family owned. 39 years of experience with 24/7, 365 response. The Miscellaneous Corporation is IICRC certified, restoring your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
And Miscellaneous helps you through the insurance process, giving you peace of mind. Water, storms, fire, and mold. Life happens. Miscellaneous happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIX-INDY.
Hey, what's going on? It's Hammer from the Hammer and Nigel show. And I'm not going to lie to you. I needed help. I got a bald spot in the back of my head, and it's embarrassing. I see it when I'm on television. I see it when I'm on the YouTube channel. So I decided to reach out for help. And my friends at We Grow Hair Indie decided to help me out here. These guys are the absolute best. I was a little leery about it. I could not have a procedure that, 1, hurt, or 2, left me looking like I'd been scalped. But after I talked with Darren and the entire team at We Grow Hair Indie, they told me their state-of-the-art technology, the progress made in hair growth, it's going to be okay. If I can do this, you guys can do this. Contact the team at We Grow Hair Indie, 317-522-2995. That's 522-2995. Get that free evaluation. It's free. You can also go online to WeGrowHairIndie.com. Contact them today and do this with me. WeGrowHairIndie.com.
Chase away those winter blues with a new car from Tom Roush Lincoln. Hurry in for the 8, 9, 10 deal from Tom Roush. Get $8,000 off new Nautilus or $9,000 off new Corsair. Or how about $10,000 off Lincoln Aviator? Come get a great deal on all 3 from Tom Roush, where our family served yours since 1972.
Corsair stock number L25566, MSRP 55340. Nautilus stock number L26030, MSRP 62705. Aviator stock number L25384, MSRP 79450. See dealer for complete offer details.
Matt Bear, how do the roads look?
Bad on the east side, Craig. Northbound 465 crash between Washington and I-70. 3 right lanes are blocked. Traffic is backed up to I-74 for a delay of 21 minutes. South side, northbound 65 stop-and-go traffic. South Keystone Avenue into the south split. A delay of 5 minutes because of construction. Northwest side, northbound 465 jams after 79th past 86 up to the dog leg, and that's a delay of 17 minutes. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at B Window, receive up to 40% off all products, plus get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today, because of B Window, they mean business. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Mostly cloudy, a high of 41 for today. 20 is the temperature right now in downtown Indianapolis, and snow is possible this evening. Just letting you know. This is brought to you by the temperature is brought to you by the American Standard Home Heating and Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-983-2077 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-983-2077. That's 800-983-2077. What do you have to lose? Call 800-983-2077. Again, 800-983-2077.
Vascular issues are not a welcome surprise, which is why Community Health Network helps patients prioritize vascular screenings. These simple tests are available for only $33 each, and they help detect early signs of peripheral artery disease, carotid artery disease, strokes, and abdominal aneurysms. Your path to a healthy vascular system starts with knowing your risk. Schedule your vascular screening today at ecommunity.com/vascularscreen. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered.
It's time. You've been putting off that kitchen or bath remodel long enough. What are you waiting for? Get started today with Boer Remodeling. Boer Remodeling customer Kathy had a bath remodel with Boer. Kathy, talk a little bit about your experience.
Our experience with Boer has been terrific. The process was so easy and seamless. When we decided to do a larger remodel of our first floor, Boer was the first company we thought of hiring.
And were you happy with the results?
The results are amazing, and we are so happy with our home and the work that Boer did.
Peter is another recent Boer Remodeling customer with a new kitchen. Peter, what was the best part about working with Boer?
We especially liked the active participation that we were able to have in selection of stone for the countertops. Really came out beautiful. The cabinets also came out very, very well.
The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. They'll guide you through the entire process. Start with a free consultation. Talk to Boer Remodeling today. That's BOOHER, BoerRemodeling.com.
Ooh, you got a real nice beard, you know it really caught my eye. I told her, but you know your mind is weird. Your mind
Tony
is
Katz,
weird.
the morning
You're
news,
really all about
93 WIBC. Yes, I am familiar with the song to answer Carl's question off air that just happened. On air, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Well done, producer Carl. But yes, Tony Katz, the morning news, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. It is time for our Boer Remodeling popcorn moment. A+ rated Boer Remodeling. You just heard Tony Spot. Get stuff done. Call Boer. It'll be great. But let's get to that popcorn moment. All right. It was actually tough to pick one for me over the last couple days that I thought was uniquely, you have to hear this. And you might have already heard this one since it's a little more than a day old. But I have to play it. It's Gavin Newsom being very racist. At least if this were the left attacking the right, that's what they'd say about his remarks about how he's just like the person who's interviewing him, who's a black guy, and the audience, who is overwhelmingly black at this event, when he says that he got a bad SAT score because statistically, I think this is what Gavin is trying to say, people from that community average about a 9-something SAT score. That doesn't mean everyone who's black gets a bad SAT. That's probably news to Gavin Newsom. But nonetheless, that might be where his brain went when he said this.
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. I'm a 960 SAT guy.
Awkward.
And I'm not trying to offend anyone, trying to act all there if you got 940. But literally a 960 SAT guy. I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech.
I feel like it's great to just stop it right there. He says he can't read, and he got a 960 SAT, and he doesn't mean to offend you if you got a 940. By the way, statistically, I did look this up after that went viral, just out of curiosity. Black African-American people, whatever you want to call them, get about a 910 SAT on average. That doesn't mean everyone gets a score that low, but an average from that community, that's what the score is. And Gavin Newsom might have been thinking that when he said what he did. It still sounds overwhelmingly racist. And it's exactly the kind of thing that the left would attack again and again and again if it were said by someone on the right. But when it happens on the left, they want to be forgiving. They'll be like, oh, that's not what he meant. Gavin just said that he's dumb. And if you're smart or if you're not that smart, he's not trying to be better than anybody else, which is so weird, by the way, to think that that would actually be something he believes would help him win an election, to say out loud that he can't read a speech, because you've had that, Democrats, before. You had someone in the White House whose brain was not functioning at all and who seemed to be a puppet for whatever it is the other people in the Democratic Party wanted to do with him. And Gavin is apparently saying out loud to those same people, I'm puppetable. You can puppet me hard whenever you want to. Take over because my brain doesn't work any better than Biden's. It feels like a mistake to put that person in any additional office of power, as Gavin Newsom is trying to position himself to be the Democratic nominee for president in the next few years. Man, their roster is absolutely atrocious. The AOCs of the world who made mistakes recently and the Gavin Newsoms, it seems like it might be an easy group of people to defeat, and yet I know elections go crazy. All right, other things out there. I wanted to transition to this. I do really like this story. I wonder what Matt Baer will think of this. Vogue has said that 2026, not the year of the horse. I think that's the Chinese New Year and stuff. It's the year of the crack. And what they actually mean by this is the year of the butt crack. They're saying that plumber's crack is a trendy thing this year, and that more and more people will have saggy pants that might show off some of their backside. Now, granted, I'll add one caveat to this. Vogue is talking about female celebrity people who show off maybe their underwear on purpose with their outfit, not necessarily the plumber guy who shows up at your home with the butt crack falling out when he leans down to fix something. But nonetheless, they're calling it the year of the crack. Matt, what do you think of this?
I was just thinking about year of the crack, in fact, Craig. When I was getting out of my car the other day, my pants were around my ankles practically. And I was like, I really do have some plumber's crack right now.
Were you jeffing?
No, nothing like that. And that's a tough call back there, Carl. Be careful with no context, man. Looking at like...
I love how you warned him.
Totally busted my train of thought there.
Matt and I did a 5-minute segment where we said the word jeffing, which is both jogging and walking together. And we made it sound horrible. And then Carl comes in with one moment. You're like, careful, Carl. Watch out for all of us here, buddy.
No, because it sounded like he said something else to me.
That's true.
With a J.
Okay.
Since this is my last day on the radio.
We're all being fired.
Happy year of the crack, everybody. I hope it's a prosperous remainder of the 9 months, and I hope you get your butt cracks out there. I really do.
Yeah, I do too, because you'll be celebrated. The year of the crack is something everybody will be happy about. I do love that they reference like Kendall Jenner and Zoe Kravitz and Hailey Bieber apparently as all these like young celebrity names because they've been walking around with their thongs sticking out, and that's the same thing according to Vogue.
That's cool.
God bless
you, Carl. That's the same thing to Vogue as the plumber's crack. At least they're trying to make that comparison.
Okay.
I feel bad for any dude that actually dives into this. He's like, yeah, man, this is what I need to do. Once I start showing this off, everybody's going to love me more.
I don't know anybody that's ever said we need more plumbers crack in this world right now.
Vogue did.
I remember, what would that year be when all the celebrity women, like Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie, Lindsay Lohan, they weren't showing the plumbers crack so much. It was, when they were getting out of cars and everything. What would that have been called? Year of the something else.
That was like wardrobe malfunction.
That was wardrobe malfunction.
That, right?
Year of the wardrobe malfunction is what that was. And now we're year of the crack. It's amazing how the wheel goes round. It really is. I mean, this
Carl is a juvenile, by the way.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah. Hey now. I will say this about the wardrobe malfunction. I think Janet Jackson destroyed it. I think after the Super Bowl with Janet Jackson, everyone decided they couldn't wardrobe malfunction anymore, right? Like that was the last big one. And then there hasn't been any since.
I can't remember a more overreaction of society than that. We absolutely embarrassed ourselves over Janet Jackson, I think.
Sure.
Everybody, everything. So,
you know why that happened though, right? Why we embarrassed ourselves? Because we had to watch the Super Bowl with our lady friends were there, and then we had to pretend we were upset when that happened because all the guys were like, "Whoa!" and then they looked over at the ladies who were mad, and we were like, "Oh no,
Yeah,
horrible."
you can't go, "Whoa, cool," in front of your lady.
No, you can't. No, the Super Bowl was the worst place for that to happen because we all had to pretend that it was terrible to us immediately after as a collective group. Anytime I was in a group with like guys who were talking about it, I think we all knew what we actually thought, but we were all saying how terrible it was, how awful for society that occurred because we had to.
It was really no worse than scrambled Cinemax. I mean, it was the same thing, and we just went absolutely crazy. Like we'd never seen that before. I mean, I was stealing my uncle's Playboys at 8 years old. I mean, it wasn't a big deal. Everybody had seen it. We were just like, "Oh my God, don't use you," because it was a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but we couldn't say that back then, Matt, because we would have been judged by the ladies. We couldn't say that. Now we can say it. It's been enough time. All right, a quick break. A lot coming up. I think we're all in trouble and probably all fired now. But Matt's got your traffic for you for one last time.
Yeah, sure do. Looking at the east side, northbound 465 after Washington Street, US 40. That is a crash blocking 2 right lanes. We're stopped. Back to I-74, 30-minute delay. Northbound 65 jams before Keystone Avenue into the south split. That is a construction zone, a 9-minute delay. On the northwest side, northbound 65 before 865. Crash reported, jam the 71st, 23-minute delay. Traffic sponsored by Grand Appliance. Don't miss out on big savings on premium Bosch appliances during the final days of the President's Day sale at Grand Appliance. Visit grandappliance.com for full details. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
We'll preview the State of the Union address. How long you think it's going to be? Hey, it's Casey. Join us Tuesday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
Weekday mornings at 7:15, the Tony Katz Popcorn Moment. Brought to you by Boer Remodeling. Don't wait any longer for the kitchen you've been dreaming of. Request a consultation at boerremodeling.com.
It's Teacher Appreciation Night Thursday at Cambridge Fieldhouse.
Left sideline McConnell, strong drive up and under, finishing with the right hand.
Catch your Pacers against the Charlotte Hornets Thursday night at 7.
Left edge, catch and shoot. That is a huge 3 from Quentin Jackson.
Grab your teacher promo tickets at pacers.com/tickets. That's pacers.com/tickets.
Rebounded by Jackson, shot clock to 3. Nemhart from the right edge, beat the shot clock and hit a 3.
Pacers Hornets Thursday at 7.
Your heat seems to be running a lot more than it should. You might be surprised to learn it's because the insulation in your windows has failed. Talk to the pros at Window Nation and get new windows with big savings during Window Nation's Buy 4 Windows, Get 4 free sale. Plus, you could get them 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. If you act now, you'll get an extra 10% off. When your window insulation fails, usually due to old or cheap materials, all of your window energy efficiency disappears. The results, a house that is cold in the winter and hot in the summer.
Window Nation's windows use top quality materials and seals, along with insulated frames. They're so incredibly energy efficient that you'll actually save money on your utility bills. And they're backed with a lifetime warranty, so you don't have to live with broken windows anymore. Don't wait. Put an end to your window problems. Take advantage of Window Nation's Buy 4 Windows, Get 4 for free sale. And get an extra 10% off. Visit windownation.com for a free consultation.
At Pella Windows and Doors, we've spent decades helping homeowners replace their windows and doors with products they can trust, installed by local experts. For a limited time, get 22% off Pella products. Visit PellaIndy.com/radio to learn why America's homeowners rate Pella Windows and Doors of Indianapolis #1 most trusted and highest value. Call 833-87-PELLA. Restrictions apply. See site for details. Study of homeowner perceptions of leading national brands. Study commissioned by Pella, 2023.
Do you know what a high school athletic administrator does every day? A lot.
Athletic administrators hire coaches, schedule referees, and organize games. They maintain facilities, purchase equipment, and arrange transportation.
They prepare budgets, secure sponsorships, and oversee school safety. They coordinate volunteers, communicate with parents, and handle public relations, and so much more.
Not only are they educators, but athletic administrators are mentors and marketers, accountants and HR managers, fundraisers, and problem solvers.
They wear so many hats. They have to work long hours to do it all. And we couldn't play high school sports without them.
To every athletic administrator in Indiana, thank you for everything you do to make education-based athletics possible.
We see you, we salute you, and we are thankful for you.
I'm Commissioner Paul Neidig. Show your appreciation for athletic administrators by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is recognizing their role. This is applauding their work. This is your IHSAA.
For a limited time, get 40% off all products. Plus, get an entry door for $187.
Because at B-Window,
we mean business. We mean business.
Trust me.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Border security and the economy. It is 19 degrees in downtown Indianapolis on a Tuesday morning. We're going up to 38. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:31. Those will be the two major topics during President Trump's State of the Union address tonight, and some Democrats say they plan to skip the address.
Some plan to head to the National Mall for a separate rally hosted by progressive groups, dubbed the People's State of the Union, meant to counter-program the president's speech. This year, Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger will give the Democrats' response. Democrats faced backlash last year for their behavior during Trump's speech, including Texas Congressman Al Green being removed for an outburst.
Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
Congresswoman Ilhan Omar announced two of her guests to the speech will be Minnesotans who were detained by ICE.
That's Fox's Bill Malugin at the Capitol this morning. Pennsylvania Democrat Senator John Fetterman says that Democrats need to respect the office during the speech. Illegal immigration came up at the State House Monday. Senator Mike Young proposed a change that would stop people seeking asylum, refugees, or anyone who doesn't speak English from getting a commercial driver's license.
And this guy that killed somebody on the west side of town out in Avon over Senator Clark's district, he was one of these people. He did not have legal status in the United States of America. Yet, he was able to get a work permit.
And this morning, senators are moving ahead with a plan to make it easier for the state to take away a commercial driver's license for people in the country illegally. A big winter storm hit the Northeast this week. Melanie Black is sharing the latest from Boston this morning.
Boston experienced a blizzard for the first time in years. Monster snow totals across the region and hurricane-force wind gusts rocked the state. This is no doubt going to have impacts to travel that ripple into today. In fact, at Boston Logan yesterday, there were nearly 1,000 flights that were canceled. As of this morning, there are about 450 cancellations. Travelers will likely have to wait until tomorrow for full service. Meantime, Governor Maura Healey ordered an additional 150 National Guard troops be deployed to the state. She issued a travel ban for some of the counties that were hardest hit by the storm.
And coastal regions in Massachusetts were some of the hardest hit by the storm, with thousands of people without power. We are expecting some light snow in Indiana from Wednesday into Thursday.
So this is the all-one system, Wednesday night into Thursday, again, kind of starting off as a chilly rain, and as it continues to progress eastward, we kind of flip the switch over to snow going into Thursday morning. So more of a late night event coming in Wednesday and then carrying over into Thursday.
And that's Wish TV's Marcus Bailey. Tonight's Mega Millions drawing is a huge jackpot, $438 million, or you could take the cash payout at $203 million. Sports on WIBC at 7:34. College basketball tonight. IU will play Northwestern in Bloomington, looking to end a two-game slide. They lost by 29 to then number 7 Purdue on Friday. Indiana favored by 8.5 points tonight. Tip-off at 7. Number 8 Purdue returns home Thursday to face number 13 Michigan State. Tip-off at 8. The NFL Scouting Combine has officially started this week. Draft prospects are in town for medical checks, team interviews, media sessions, and on-field workouts at Lucas Oil Stadium. The Indiana Pacers will likely be without forward Pascal Siakam tonight as he has a wrist injury. They play the Philadelphia 76ers at home. Tip-off at 7. Coverage starting at 6:30 on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. And the IHSAA Girls Basketball State Finals are in town Saturday at Cambridge Fieldhouse, and IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig.
We're playing in the best basketball facility in the country with the best sponsor, with Pacers Fever Sports Entertainment, and we're ready to go.
And all the action gets started at 10:30 a.m. with the 1A game between Fremont and Borden, and then the 4A Center Grove 28-0 team. They play Norwell. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 7:35. Traffic on the 5s. Good morning, Matt Bear.
What's happening, Ryan? Looking at these crash northbound 465 between Washington and 72. Right lanes are blocked. Traffic is stopped to 74 for a 24-minute delay. Crash reported by Township. Northbound 65 before 865. Stop and go to 71st. A 30-minute delay. South side northbound 65 loaded because of construction. 465 into the south with a 16-minute delay. Inbound 69 delayed 7 minutes. 116th Street to 465. Traffic sponsored by B Window right now. At B Window, receive up to 40% off all products, plus get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today because of B Window, they mean business. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. There's going to be snow this evening. Mostly cloudy, a high of 43 today, and then 20 is the current temperature. The temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
The troops were half-starved and hunted. Salvation came not from the army, but from the women who kept it alive.
WIBC celebrates the spirit of 76. Brought to you by the WIBC Daily Newsletter.
February 24th, 1781. As Nathaniel Greene's weary army retreated through the Carolinas, British troops pressed close behind. Along back roads and river crossings, women stepped forward, hiding food, ferrying supplies, and passing intelligence. They risked their homes and lives to keep the army moving north. Their courage rarely reached the history books, but their quiet defiance gave Greene the chance to fight again and change the war.
The spirit of 76. History remembered. Freedom celebrated. Have the latest headlines and show content delivered to your inbox daily. Sign up at WIBC.com.
Whenever I'm out of wonder.
Tony Katz, the morning news, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. Lots of stuff to talk about. Matt and Carl hanging out as they do every single morning on this show. It's time for Indiana Unclaimed, Marketplace segment. This is where Indiana Unclaimed supports all of us by giving us cash. You can get money from them too. Just send in, well, likely. I can't say for sure. But if somebody somewhere in Indiana owes you some money, Indiana Unclaimed is basically your gangster getting that money for you and sending it to you. A great service. This Italian very happy with the money that has been sent to him. I'm sure, and everybody on the show has made some from them. So I'm sure you might be able to find some if you haven't done it yet. And I haven't lived in Indiana for years, and they still had money for me. All right, let's talk about the item that I found online. I genuinely want this. I know people can make fun of these things. That's totally fine. If that's the road we want to go, let's do it. I already have Thor's hammer. I don't think it's behind me. It might be behind me if you're watching on YouTube. But I have a replica of Mjolnir, which is the hammer of Thor. And apparently Captain America's shield is also for sale now in Indiana for $60. Typically it goes for $150 to $200 on eBay. But the used version, $60, looks a little beat up. Someone might have thrown it at least a couple times. But it's a actual sized shield that looks like Captain America's shield. What are our thoughts on this?
This is one of those things that appreciates in value the more you use. All right, it's like the more combat this shield is seen, the more money you really should pay. I mean, this is
that's true
superhero's weapon, and it's American. It's Captain America, not Captain Slovakia. It's Captain America, and this is what. Yeah. I mean, it'll go great with your Thor's hammer.
Thank you. Which is it's in the very corner. I'll get it so that I can show it to the camera a little bit later on. Cool. But it's there. It's just right in the back. It's hanging up. I love it. My wife thinks it's so embarrassing that I bought it. I got it for a Halloween costume. I remember one year I went as Thor, which of course is appropriate. When you see me on the internet, you can tell that I'm basically Chris Hemsworth. But I went one year as Thor, and I was in like one of those stores, and this hammer was like $150, kind of the price that the shield is supposed to be. And there was a huge debate between my wife and I, like, you can't buy that, Craig. And I'm like, but think about how cool it would be to have it. Just think about it. And back and forth, and then eventually it's in my house. So we all know who won. the discussion. I'm not sure if I won for the next few days, but I did win in the store, which is all that matters. I don't think I'll buy this, though. I think I've learned my lesson, even though it's $60. So it's relatively affordable. Is there anything out there that you want that other people would think is embarrassing? Does anyone want to join me in this trust tree or no?
I want like a arcade cabinet with like a big video arcade, like Mortal Kombat originally, and I want to crank the volume all the way up from my fourth floor apartment and just have them yell, "Finish him!" like, all the way across the Mass Ave block. I think that'd be fun.
You would want more than one arcade system, so like 2 or 3 sitting together to be our arcade-esque, or no?
The second one's going to have to go on the balcony because I have a very small place.
Okay.
So just one for now, I think.
Okay.
It'd be fun, though. I mean, I'd leave the door open at all times unlocked. Come play the arcade. It'd be fun. Yeah.
I think it's so... This is weird. I don't like this. I like sounding like an adult man, and I don't like when people my age pretend that we're all just giant children. However... I wish there were an arcade like the ones we had as a kid, Matt, that you could go to and play games that didn't also have some component like you got to drink at the bar. Because whenever I go to like those bar arcades, I just play the arcade games. Right. And my friends will look at me like, dude, we're supposed to be like drinking and having fun. I'm like, I know, but there's arcade games. And I like these a lot. We just need the adult version that doesn't have the other stuff. Like it's just an arcade. And I can just go and my wife can drop me off and pick me up. It'd be lovely.
Well, I wonder what arcades cost anymore, because about the time I stopped playing, I mean, some of these machines were up like to $1.25. Just to sit down and play one of the racing games. So I don't even, it may cost the equivalent of a shot of Patron at one of the arcade bars. I don't know.
Well, the bars usually let the arcades be free because they assume you're drinking. It's like the Vegas rules, man. The drinks cost money. This is the opposite of the Vegas rules, actually. And then the arcade games are free.
Yeah, it's both the same because they're all going to get your money at one point or another anyway.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, if I keep losing at The Simpsons, I'm going to get drunk. That's what they know. They know that to be true.
It's not a hard game to play,
What are you talking about? It's not designed to have you win it without putting a bunch of quarters in that machine.
I know. It's total quarter eater. But it's Simpsons, and you could be margin barred and just have like that, fighting atmosphere.
See, this is why we're friends and also nerds. This is absolutely true. Maybe I'll buy the Captain America shield now. I think that's all we've talked about.
Right.
So I should get it. It's got to go with Thor's hammer, and then I'll sleep outside for a few days. But at least I live in Texas, so sleeping outside is not as bad as it used to be when I was in the Midwest. All right, quick break, a lot more. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
Americans are told not to go to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico.
93 WIBC.
Drug cartels retaliated to a drug lord being killed.
What happens next?
Nearly 20,000 flights have been disrupted across the country.
What happens here?
First across the board, then reciprocal tariffs, then industry-specific tariffs, then on a country for non-economic reasons.
Hear the news.
Raised the shotgun, and the 2 Secret Service agents fired their weapons.
Police found guns in the vehicle. 3 of the people caught are just kids.
On air, online, and on Alexa.
Great Lakes Honda of Fishers is heating things up with red hot deals during Pay What We Pay invoice pricing going on now. Come into Great Lakes Honda and get invoice pricing without the gimmicks, like a new Honda Odyssey EXL for under $42,000 with a finance special of 3.99% APR for 48 months or 4.99% APR for 60 months. So come in out of the cold for red hot prices at Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. Tax not included. In-stock new Hondas only. Not combinable with other offers. All fees and first payment due at signing. Offer ends March 31st. See dealer for details.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait, and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Matt Bear, how do our roads look?
Craig, 2 crashes coming in westbound 70 between rural and the north split have us slow back to Shadeland Avenue. East side crash northbound 465 after Washington. 2 right lanes are blocked. Traffic stop 274, 27-minute delay. Northbound 65 south side stop and go from Keystone into the south split. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at B Window, receive up to 40% off all products, plus get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today. Because of B Window, they mean business. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. It looks like it's going to snow today at some point in the evening, probably late at night. Otherwise, 43 is the high. 20 is the temperature right now in downtown Indianapolis. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
February is the month of love, so maybe it's time to show your carpet a little attention. Your carpet is the biggest air filter in your home, and if it hasn't been professionally cleaned, you're breathing dirt, dust, and winter buildup every single day. That's why I call Zero Res. No soaps, no residue, just a deeper clean that keeps your home fresher longer. Right now, get 3 rooms of carpet cleaning starting at $119 plus $75 off air duct cleaning. Book online at zeroresindy.com. Ask for the WIBC special.
It's always hunting season at the 28th Annual Indiana Deer, Turkey, and Waterfowl Expo, February 27th through March 1st at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. The largest hunting expo in the Midwest features outfitters from around the globe and the latest hunting, archery, and waterfowl gear. Plus, learn from the pros at the Hunting Seminar Series. And it's on the final 3 days of the Ford Indianapolis Boat Sport and Travel Show and Indiana Motorcycle and Power Sports Expo. 1 ticket gets you into everything. Visit IndySportShow.com. Another Renfro production.
IMI is hiring quality control personnel, plant managers, and sales representatives in the greater Indianapolis area. Learn more at driveimi.com. driveimi.com.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
The Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every week. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov or text Tony Katz to 46220 today.
Indianapolis winters are serious. Benjamin Franklin Plumbing helps with water heaters, drain cleaning, you name it. Visit BenjaminFranklinPlumbingIndy.com or call 877-BEN-1776.
Win your way into Yacht Rock Review. Enter now at WIBC.com for your chance to score a pair of tickets to see them live Saturday, September 12th at Ruoff Music Center. Don't miss the smoothest night of the summer. Enter at WIBC.com for your shot at tickets.
Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins filling in. You have Matt, you have Carl hanging out as they do every single morning on this show. I'm holding up Mjolnir. That would be Thor's hammer on the video, so I can pretend there's some reason that I actually bought this thing. Now it's connected to my work and my business. So now it's official. Now this has value, I'm sure. But anyone watching on YouTube or any of the other social media places can see that I do, in fact, own the hammer of Thor. I don't know why I'm proud of that. All right, other things out there that we'll talk about just quickly that are not nerd-related and making me seem like an adult child. I thought this was interesting. Foods are hacking your brain. This is according to the New York Post and others out there. And specific things like Coca-Cola flavored Oreos or Oreo flavored Coca-Cola, both terrible, I think, in what they probably do to the insides of your body, but both hacking your brain to make you want more of the delicious, ridiculous treat that they are, or over-the-top version of sugar thing that they are. How do we feel about all the different flavors of food that are designed to make you addicted to them?
I mean, there is like a natural endorphin trigger to something like a really good food or a really good sweet, at least for me. I'm just kind of thinking about how much would a cocoa-infused Oreo cookie cost in Japan, where like all the food is healthy? I mean, we're talking about big market there. I mean, I'm kind of business scheming here at the moment. But, you know, here in the United States, we don't eat healthy. And, you know, I mean, that's just, to me, that would have been an appetizer. That would have been before the main course. And then I would have gone on to eat more of them. So it's a lot. I'm sure they're not good for you. But if they make somebody happy in the interim, yeah, go for it. I'm all for you.
Yeah, I think everything's okay in moderation, right? That's usually the way that they say it, is if you want one Oreo-infused Coca-Cola or Coca-Cola-infused Oreo, whichever is your poison, you can have one, but you shouldn't have 20. 20 is usually bad in that regard. It does sound gross to me. Like, I'll admit that sounds over the top. And then I remember I found, I think it was like Oreo Reese's Pieces.
Yeah.
Which are also a thing that's out there.
Oreo Reese's is fantastic.
They are.
Yeah.
I was going to say that, Carl. Yes. Both of them are. Both versions. You can get the Reese's Oreo and the Oreo Reese's, and they're both delicious and probably also horrible for us people. So, it's a little of both there.
You imagine on your tombstone, he ate too much of this. That's why he's here.
Well, it's one of the better ways to go, I imagine. If you said that Oreo Reese's are what took me out, that's one of a few things I'm okay with compared to other stuff. All right. Another story I saw out there. It is visual. I know this is radio, so I have to describe it to you. This is a weird story, but I can't help it. This is fascinating to me. I think it'll be terrifying and fascinating to Matt, at least. A Chinese live streamer apparently lost thousands of followers when a glitch showed that this attractive-looking woman is actually a dude. Now, what's funny about it is because of AI. Yeah, it's terrible. Because of AI, he can change the face to look like a woman and the body to look like a woman. But when it glitched, apparently he wears a wig and the same outfit as his fake thing to try to make it as close as possible to the fake woman that you see on the screen. I don't think he has to do that. I think the computer can change his regular T-shirt and face and everything into the woman face that you're seeing. But the funniest part of the glitch to me, when it shows his real face for a split second, is that he has the same dress and same, wig hairstyle and earrings and everything on to try to be as convincingly as possible a woman and not a dude. So this is terrifying. Technology has gone too far. Also slightly hilarious to me. What do we think about this?
Just keep calm and carry on. That's...
Pretend you didn't see it and keep following the
Shut your eyes and pretend the last 5 minutes didn't happen. You've already paid the money. I mean, you're already in. I mean, they're not going to refund that money because
that's true.
Because of this deception.
Yeah.
Just
I don't know. I don't know what money was. I think that this was just like a person live streaming on their social media account that had a lot of followers. I don't know if there was a gate that you had to pay to get into. I'm not sure. There might have been, Matt. But all I saw about this is that they plummeted their social media following because they're not the attractive lady people thought they were. They're a dude.
Yeah, I mean, you play, you pay. It really is. Yeah, it's a lot of disappointed people, I'm sure, and this is, the beauty of AI and social media. I mean, there are some things I can tell that are real that are not, and some things you can't. But when it's that's clear and present. I mean, you can say, that's probably.
Yeah, I wonder what you do if, you were following this woman that's actually a guy, if you were, flirting with her, maybe even sending some private messages where you thought, man, she likes me too. And then all of a sudden you see that one video where it's actually a guy. I wonder how you address that in your own life. I wonder when you walk away from the computer, do you have, a bowl of cereal and just contemplate life decisions? What happens at that moment where you're like, man, I thought I was really close to potentially dating this woman across the world that I'd never met. And apparently it's just a guy who wants my money. How do you think that goes, Matt?
First off, it's a smoking hot model online, and I think she's into me. So that starts with me. I'm part of the problem here, and I'm kind of saying, maybe I let myself be misled just a little bit.
Sure.
And then
you're saying the waitress doesn't actually like me ever?
No, the stripper doesn't like me. I thought that when I was 18 years old.
They seem to be so friendly, though.
Yeah, I know. It's like they want your money. I told them, I said, my friends and I are out of money right now, and then they went away for the rest of the night. So
I have an off-air story for you, not on air, but I've now been reminded of an off-air story I need to tell you about. The first time that I went to a strip club is all that the radio people get to know. The rest of it is just between you and I, Matt.
Hey, subtlety.
No, it's not. I'm not going to say what happened, but it was amusing for a variety of reasons that you just described. But anyway, yes, I do love that, and you're probably right about that the guy should have realized the young-looking 20-something very attractive woman online from another country might not actually be your next.
There's got to be some ownership here, you know. you got to look at it from your end.
Yeah. You're not available to purchase. You might be available to lease, but that's about. All right, quick break. That sounds terrible. A quick break. Matt's got your traffic.
No, well said. Looking at the east side crash northbound 465 after Washington Street, and 2 right lanes are blocked. Traffic stop 274. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at B Window, receive up to 40% off all products, plus get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today, because of B Window, they mean business. Matt Barrett, WIBC Traffic.
Health gives you the ability to love more, feel more, be more. Health gives you the ability to live an extraordinary life, because every day, no matter the challenges, is a chance to breathe, laugh until your belly aches, cry because you care so much, and experience everything that makes your life truly extraordinary. For 150 years, Franciscan Health has been there, watching extraordinary lives unfold. Love your extraordinary life.
Hey, what's going on? It's Hammer from the Hammer and Nigel show. And I'm not going to lie to you. I needed help. I got a bald spot in the back of my head, and it's embarrassing. I see it when I'm on television. I see it when I'm on the YouTube channel. So I decided to reach out for help. And my friends at We Grow Hair Indie decided to help me out here. These guys are the absolute best. I was a little leery about it. I could not have a procedure that, 1, hurt, or 2, left me looking like I'd been scalped. But after I talked with Darren and the entire team at We Grow Hair Indie, they told me their state-of-the-art technology, the progress made in hair growth, it's going to be okay. If I can do this, you guys can do this. Contact the team at We Grow Hair Indie, 317-522-2995. That's 522-2995. Get that free evaluation. It's free. You can also go online to WeGrowHairIndie.com. Contact them today and do this with me. WeGrowHairIndie.com.
We had downsized. In that downsizing, my husband lost his man cave.
Everyone is talking about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their transformation, like your neighbor Deb.
My husband and I were at the home show and saw all these vendors with garage floor coatings. The one that stayed with us was Galaxy.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings is 4 times stronger than epoxy.
I'm the only one home. And so it's nice when well-dressed, clean-cut, respectful crew show up. That's what Galaxy sent.
Commercial or residential, Galaxy transforms pools, patios, garage floors, and driveways in as little as 1 day. And it comes with a lifetime warranty.
Warranties are real important for us, and to know that should there be an issue, Galaxy was standing behind us. That's pretty much what tipped us over to go with Galaxy.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com and remember to like us on Facebook.
We are so proud to open our garage store.
We're out of this world.
Groceries, gas, just about everything you can buy comes with a tax on it. No matter what, the government's always there to take their cut of your cash. Your money belongs to you. That's why Congressman Jim Baird joined with President Donald Trump to pass historic legislation to ensure you keep more of your hard-earned cash. According to the White House, Congressman Baird's vote means Americans will receive a tax cut, saving over $10,000 every year. They'll get no taxes on tips for workers, and families will receive permanent increases to child tax credits and expanded child care access. That means bigger paychecks, a stronger economy, and more prosperity across our nation. To learn more about how President Trump and Congressman Jim Baird are saving American families money and putting money in your wallet, call Congressman Baird's office at 317-563-5567 or visit baird.house.gov.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Coming up in 2 minutes, why political leaders say there's a loophole in the CDL law that needs to be closed, and when more snow is expected. After Fox News, from the Dugan Air Heating and Cooling Mitsubishi Electric Studios, 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1, Indianapolis, it's 8 o'clock.
President Trump talks to the nation tonight. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, delivering a State of the Union address to Congress. Fox's Aisha Hosni's at the White House.
The president is heading into this with a 44% approval rating, according to the latest Fox News polling. He doesn't believe in any of these polls, but it is similar to other second-term presidents like Obama and Bush. The biggest issue for Americans is the economy and affordability. The president also expected to highlight border security, one of his strongest polling issues, as the Department of Homeland Security continues to operate without federal funding as Democrats demand changes to ICE.
Now, at least 26 Democrats don't plan to be there, skipping tonight's speech. The president may also bring up conflicts overseas. Today marks 4 years since Russia invaded Ukraine, and that war still rages despite U.S. brokered peace talks. Kyiv Mayor Vitaly Klitschko, former heavyweight boxing champion, tells Fox,
Russia is aggressor, and we defend. We defend our homeland. We defend our future.
Iran's nuclear threat could also be part of the State of the Union tonight.
President Donald Trump's top general is highlighting the potential risks with striking Iran. Now, Joint Chiefs Chairman General Dan Kane has warned it could lead to the possibility of a prolonged conflict in the region. It comes after the president said last week that if no deal is reached over Iran's nuclear program within the next 10 days, he could take military action.
That's Fox's Stephanie Bennett, and Fox has learned that Secretary of State Marco Rubio will talk to the Gang of 8 congressional intelligence leaders on the Iran issue, Republicans and Democrats, and that's going to be later on this afternoon. The cleanup continues from the blizzard that hit the Northeast. There are still more than 2,000 flights canceled today and more than 350,000 power outages. Some areas got over 3 feet of snow. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The loophole that Hoosier leaders want to close. It's 19 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, going up to 38 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:02. Right now in Indiana, someone can get a CDL even if they're not in the country legally. Senator Mike Young pointed that out and said a recent Avon truck driver where somebody killed him is one example of the loophole.
Is it the policy of the state of Indiana that we want people here that we don't know will gain legal status or lead to citizenship? Do we want people we don't know really who they are or what they're about?
Senator Young speaking Monday at the State House. This morning, senators are pushing forward a plan that would give the state a clearer process for pulling a commercial driver's license when the federal government says that person is in the country illegally. In Mexico this morning, they are still fighting the violence going on between the cartel and the Mexican military. And an Indianapolis man is still over there. He says he's trying to get out. His name is Omar Casillas, and he says he was there to run a half marathon when the fighting broke out Sunday.
You can tell that businesses were closing down quickly. Once everything started, I was in the middle of the race when I started getting messages from my family telling me what was going on and to just head back home. Luckily, I was able to get some food before I made it back at a place that was downstairs. And
Casillas speaking with News Nation, he says he's laying low for now. He's watching what's happening up close as he tries to book a flight out of town. A system bringing a wintry mix expected to move across the state Wednesday night into Thursday.
Very minimal accumulation, but it could be deceivingly slick for Thursday with some lighter snow accumulations coming our way here for the middle of the week.
Wish TV's Marcus Bailey says by Friday we're going to warm up to the 50s and then back down to the 40s on Sunday. His body has left the world, but his name will live on forever. Jarrett Lewis reports on the Monday and Morning in Beech Grove.
It's hard to believe for Joshua Schramm that his best friend is gone.
I've replayed this moment today in my head more times than I can count. I never imagined that I would be standing here talking about Elliot like this.
Schramm spoke Monday at the funeral for Officer Brian Elliott at Beech Grove High School, where Elliott was a 2011 graduate. He was fatally shot on the previous Monday, February 16th, 2026. Elliott's body is now buried, put on the line to protect those in the city he grew up in and loved dearly. Jarrett Lewis, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
Hoosier National Guard First Officer Catherine Corsalino will be in Washington, D.C. for President Trump's State of the Union. And a man with more than 2 decades of NBA experience has been appointed as the executive director for the IU men's basketball program.
His name is Ryan Carr, and he spent the last 23 years with the Indiana Pacers, where part of his role included assisting in the building of the 2024-25 NBA Finals runner-up roster, with trades for 2-time All-NBA selection Tyrese Halliburton, Eastern Conference Finals MVP Pascal Siakam, and more. The university says his focus will be on building the roster and reporting directly to head coach Darren DeVries on other areas of the program as well. John Herrick, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
And IU plays Northwestern in Bloomington tonight at 7. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 8:05. Traffic on the 5s on this Tuesday morning. What's going on, Matt Bear?
Hey, Ryan, looking at the east side crash northbound 465 after Washington Street. 2 right lanes are blocked. Traffic stopped. Back to South Shadeland Avenue for an 18-minute delay. Crash westbound 70 approaching the north split slow to rural. Southbound 65 70 stop and go north split down to Fletcher Avenue because of construction. South side northbound 65 stop and go Edgewood Avenue to 465. That's a grind. Keystone Avenue into the south split because of construction, a 17-minute delay. Inbound 65 jams from 38th Street going down to MLK. Traffic sponsored by Grand Appliance. Don't miss out on big savings on premium Bosch appliances during the final days of the President's Day sale at Grand Appliance. Visit grandappliance.com for full details. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Wish TV meteorologist Tara Hastings. Good morning. How does our weather look?
Hey, good morning. We're going to look for mainly cloudy conditions today, and it is going to be a bit breezy. Could see these winds gusting at times, close to 30 miles an hour. I think our high temperature will develop after the sun goes down, so we'll go with highs right around 41. Tonight, mostly cloudy conditions, lows near 32, and a mix of sun and clouds on Wednesday. We'll go with a high of 46. Some rain and snow possible late Wednesday into early Thursday. Could see some snow showers early Thursday that may put a little bit of a coating on the roadways. So could see some slick spots for your Thursday morning commute.
Thank you very much, Tara. Right now it is 8:07 Tuesday morning. Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Hollins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. Tony Katz is on his way to the State of the Union, which will happen tonight. One of the biggest things that is likely to be talked about, I assume, will be the ongoing tension between the United States and Iran. Many people say the only reason the U.S. Would continue this escalating tension and potentially strike and or start a military action in Iran is our relationship with Israel. I will tell you, though, and this has been true of this term in office for this president, he has been so efficient at any sort of military move, whether it's removing a guy from a position of power in a country where we don't acknowledge that he's actually the sitting president there, or previous strikes in Iran. I think that if something happens, there's a tremendous likelihood that it'll be one of those efficient moves again, and that it hopefully would silence this adversary or potential adversary to the degree where they're eventually like, all right, you know what, fine, we'll stop whatever it is we're doing that the U.S. is unhappy with, and there's several things that fall into that bucket. But I don't simply agree with the narrative from some that this is just us appeasing Israel. I think it's just something that we're demonstrating a unique capability that we've always had, and we just don't wield appropriately, and Trump seems to be willing to wield it, this president, more than others. And again, he's 2 for 2 so far at strikes that seem to have tremendous benefit to us and very little negative in how quickly they are done, how quickly they're accomplished. Removing Maduro is still one of the more impressive things in the way it was done, the lack of loss of American lives, et cetera, that I can think of in modern times as far as a military action of some kind that has that level of success behind it. And so I'm hoping for something like that again if we see something else that happens in Iran. I'm hoping to wake up one morning to U.S. efficiently does this, and this, and craters their capabilities once again in these ways, and then hopefully that causes the behavior that the United States has been asking for a bit now. Another big story, certainly locally, and this broke a couple weeks ago. I can even play the Fox News audio, or maybe just about a week ago. I can play the Fox News audio of the CDL driver in Indiana who killed someone. This person was an illegal alien, undocumented immigrant is what they say if they want to clean up the language of something that is just definitely not the right way to refer to it. It's not like they lost their documents in the mail. These are people that have no right to be here, but they acquired a CDL, an ability to drive a license, drive a truck, commercially, and they took a life. And so here, I'll play the audio. I think this is from February 19th or so on Fox when they reported this story. But there are politicians in town now reacting to the national headline that was this story, and a career criminal who is out and they shouldn't have been out of jail in the first place, much less in this country, and how we crack down on these CDL licenses. You think this would be easy, by the way. You're not legally allowed to be here. All right, you can't have a CDL license, but here we go. No, you can't hear that audio. All right, thank you, Carl, for letting me know. Let's fix that. Let's hit that button and let's play this again.
Responsible 24-year-old Sukhdeep Singh from India, who was caught and released at the border in 2018. DHS says a court order known as the Flores Consent Decree forced the agency to release Singh to sponsors because at the time he was a minor.
Wow.
Federal law enforcement sources tell Fox News Singh received his commercial driver's license this past May in Indiana just before the Transportation Department instituted new rules to stop people from other countries from being able to get CDLs so easily. DHS tells us it is incredibly dangerous for illegal aliens who often don't know our traffic laws or even English to be operating semi-trucks on America's roads. These tragedies are 100% preventable. This case appears...
Look here, I'll stop it right there. It's crazy, even that language, to say that like it's incredibly dangerous that someone who's illegally in this country could acquire a license to drive a commercial vehicle, a semi-truck. Of course that's dangerous. It's also ridiculous to allow for these things to happen at all, because the undercurrent often of people who are here illegally is, oh, they're not breaking any other laws. They're totally fine outside of the fact that they came into the country illegally. Not being legally allowed to drive on our roadways because you shouldn't be in this country, and then getting a commercial driver's license. These are all additional laws you're breaking. Baby. These are all additional problems, much less the horrible story in which someone takes a life. So this again should be easily preventable. And I do like the fact that more Indiana politicians are having this discussion, that Indiana Senate members are saying that they need to pass even more bills to crack down on this. But whenever you think that the government system we have in place is uniquely capable of being abused and, misused and cheated around and all that stuff, these sort of stories should rise to the forefront of just how easy it seems to be. You can run a daycare in Minnesota in which no one ever shows up to it and get millions of dollars in government money. You can also get your own CDL license, at least you could, even in places like Indiana that want to fight this, and drive a commercial truck without the right to be in our country, which is insane. Like that you don't need to tell me that's dangerous. I'm aware it's dangerous, and I'm aware it's also a horrible misuse of any version of sympathy that the country, might have for people who are here illegally, not necessarily myself, but others, by allowing them to stay, which is a mistake. And I think it's something that the president has been trying to fight, and there's been a push and pull there. But this is the further evidence needed for some that this is bad, and we need to get back to a place of not allowing any of it, much less things to get quite this far out of proportion. All right, quick break. A lot coming up in about an hour left on the show. A little less than that. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
Time. Never.
For people with nasal congestion, snoring, or sleep apnea, finding a solution feels like a never-ending road trip.
First stop, my primary doctor. Then the pharmacy. Then a sleep specialist. Then an ENT.
What if there was just one destination for all your problems?
Welcome to Advent, your one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care in one location. over 95% of patients with severe nasal breathing issues report improvement. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
You have arrived at Clear Breathing.
Matt Bear, how do our roads look?
Craig, right now we are checking out northbound 465 on the east side, and that is stopped right now because of a crash. And it's after Washington Street. So we do have slow traffic there on the east side. South side, northbound 65, slow from Keystone Avenue into the south split because of construction. Inbound 69 tight, 106th Street to 465. Inbound 65 jams at 38th Guy and down to the White River, but the front of the line is starting to get on the move here. Traffic sponsored by Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. It's cold out, but Great Lakes Honda of Fishers is heating things up with hot deals. Visit Great Lakes Honda of Fishers and fall in love with a new vehicle. Shop online at GreatLakesHondaFishers.com and come in for a test drive. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Mostly cloudy, a high of 43 for today. 20 is the temperature right now in downtown, or 22 in downtown Indianapolis, and there is snow in the forecast for this evening. Just making you aware of how cold it still is in Indiana. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
So it's been a few weeks using the 3-step system from the Good Feet store, and it has been incredible. The Good Feet store. You've heard me talk about it. You've driven by it many times, and you're like, what is that place? That's the place to go to get rid of pain, because the pain is emanating from your foot. The issues with your knees, your hips, your lower back, that's because your foot doesn't have the proper support. The arches aren't they're not being taken care of. And with the Good Feet store and their free, no obligation personalized fitting, you get started on your path to feeling better all the way up and down your body. And now when I wear my Good Feet arch supports made in the USA, 100% US origin materials with a lifetime warranty, it's massaging. It's amazing. It's a 3-step system, and you got to commit yourself to the system. But the result, it's fantastic. Talk to the Good Feet store about that plantar fasciitis, about that knee or hip pain. Talk to one of their arch support specialists today. The Good Feet store has 2 Indy area locations, at Clearwater at the Crossing and in Greenwood just off 65. Online at goodfeet.com. That's goodfeet.com.
It's Teacher Appreciation Night Thursday at Cambridge Fieldhouse.
Left sideline McConnell, strong drive up and under, finishing with the right hand.
Catch your Pacers against the Charlotte Hornets Thursday night at 7.
Left edge, catch and shoot. That is a huge 3 from Quentin Jackson.
Grab your teacher promo tickets at pacers.com/tickets. That's pacers.com/tickets.
Rebounded by Jackson, shot clock to 3. Nemhart from the right edge, beat the shot clock and hit a 3.
Pacers Hornets Thursday at 7.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Matt and Carl hanging out as they do every single morning on this show. In the last half hour, I referenced a thing that happened to me the first time I went to a strip club. I've gotten clearance from Carl. He says it's totally fine to talk about this on the radio, Matt.
Me.
I asked him, I'm like, you think this is radio worthy or not? And he said yes. So I'm going to tell you, and Matt, I want you to react to that. I don't think I've ever told you this story before.
Oh.
The first time I went to a strip club, I was 21. This was in Chicago, or just outside of Chicago. A bunch of my buddies were excited. They're like, you got to do it, man. It wasn't my 21st birthday, but it was a few days after. And here's the thing I didn't know. I didn't know how the strip club worked. Meaning I didn't know that the song in the back room, the lap dance as it's called, that's the amount of money you pay for like the 3-minute thing. So when I went back there and my buddies paid for the dance, I stayed there for like 25 minutes. I didn't know that she was charging by song. She didn't bring it up. She realized, I think, at one point, my favorite part of this story that I've told before is like she sat down and just started chatting with me. Like she didn't know how long I was going to be back there. And I think at some point, while dancing, you get a little tired. So like we were just having a nice conversation. And then I leave that room finally and find out I owe her like $200. That was a thing that definitely happened. I remember my buddies, I think, all chipped in and they thought it was hilarious. So I don't think I had to pay that much of that bill. But I didn't know that. That was something unaware to me. And I'm just admitting it now on the radio that you're charged by the song. And so when one song ends, the next one begins. You're supposed to tell the young woman that you've had enough now and you're allowed to go back out front where you sit into a different room entirely. I don't know if this was radio worthy, but I found it very amusing because, again, I think Candy was her fake name. I got to know her. She was very friendly. We had a nice chat about school and what she was doing and what I was doing in school. And again, I think I was an atypical customer in how little I knew of that experience.
Someday I want to meet a stripper named Brenda. You know, Brenda or just Molly or something really innocent and nice. I think you got totally screwed. I really do. I think they stole your money. I think that should be something that
they did
is at the beginning of the transaction and it makes for a nice story. But
take that up with the bouncer, Matt.
Yeah, hey, listen, you lose your head, you lose your head.
You do. Well, my favorite version, my favorite part of that story too, Matt, is like she did walk me to the ATM with the bouncer after we got out of the room.
That's so sweet.
Because like I didn't know. I didn't know what had happened. But yes, that is a real thing. I referenced it earlier. I figured I would talk about it on air because we just had a nice conversation.
Yeah, which is more embarrassing? You know, the fact that you owe her $200 or say you tried to get her number. Which of those scenarios would be?
I didn't ask for her number.
Right, but I would have totally.
Okay.
If I was that naive at a strip club, you bet I would have, and I would have failed, and also be made fun of for the rest of my life. But which of those is more embarrassing? Which one would hit you harder as a man? I think it's mine. I think that's a little more embarrassing. Yeah. That's really shameful behavior.
Yeah.
You know?
To be honest, this is a weird thing. I'm just going to say it. The reason I even just told this story on the radio is I'm sort of proud of the fact that I didn't know how the thing worked. Like I was sort of happy about that in retrospect, being like, I thought she just really liked me. I thought she just wanted to talk to me in the back, like, and she was just being friends. I was like, man, I must be so cool at this strip club, unlike anybody else. I had no idea I was paying by song.
I mean, it's a $200 mistake, but we all make them, at some point or another.
And to be fair, because I was with like 5 or 6 other dudes who all thought it was hilarious, like they all helped cover it because they didn't explain it to me either. No one told me what was going on, and so I didn't know. And by the way, I'm not sure that the experience was really all that valuable. I would just put this out there for anyone. There are probably better ways to spend your money than that. I'm not judging. I'm just saying there's probably better ways out there to spend some cake.
Yeah, you'd still be paying if it was like Indigata DeVita or something. I mean, like a 15-minute song. She's
you should request a very long song.
Alice's
I don't
Restaurant.
think you're allowed to do that. I don't know. Right.
Alice's.
At a strip
That would be
club.
amazing. Yeah. No one seems to want to play those songs. All of them are very, very short for some reason. All right. Other things out there that I saw, I thought this was kind of interesting. A woman wrote to a Dear Abby type of place and said that she hates her brother's girlfriend and she wonders who she should tell, if anyone. She says that she's tried to be friendly with this woman before. I just can't seem to get over whatever the hurdle is. And she wants to at least tell her brother that she hates his girlfriend. Should she, yes or no? What do we think on this show?
Call the cops. Have them take care of it. First thing you do.
I don't think they can. All right. That's one move.
No, I mean, how close are you to your brother? I mean, do you have a reputation of being intrusive? I mean, a lot of things go into this with the relationship with the brother or sister.
Sure.
If my sister came up to me and said, either one of them, and said, I don't, and came from a place of care, it was like, I don't like your girlfriend. I think she's leading you astray, or definitely not in it for the money.
No.
But I would listen to her because we have a really good relationship. And when I know when they're coming from a place of goodness, they mean something. And the conversation might end with, I love this woman. Sorry, I appreciate your concern, but I'm loyal to her or whatever else, But that's if it's coming from a place where they actually care. And as a brother, you will know that. You will know whether this is, I mean... my family dynamic. Maybe something was planted by Ma. Ma might have got in there and said, you got to watch out for those things. But if it's just coming from my sister, talk my ear off about it. I'm going to have my opinions at the end of the day, and I'll do what's best for me. But I'll listen to that. Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, but you can't take it back. The problem is that once you put it out there, if they don't break up, like it's going to be in the back of your family member's head every time that you're around this person moving forward, if they're still around. Like, I think you got to wait for the breakup to say it. And then if they get back together, that's on you. You're going to deal with that too. But I don't think you can do it in the moment. You know what I mean? Like, that's my own personal thing is if they break up, you can be like, man, I hated that person. And then hopefully they don't get back together. Because, again, you can't put that genie back in the bottle. Once you've said it, it's out there forever.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's a really good point. I mean, if we don't forget those things.
No.
I mean, we try to. Unless there's like a moment or something, maybe, there's a girls' trip and they go across country or Thelma and Louise type of thing. And then all of a sudden they have this bonding experience and they come back to you. Your sister comes back and is like, yeah, she's really cool, man.
Oh, I love her now.
Yeah, I love her now. What a great choice. And then everything's good then. But unless there's that kind of moment, which, you might arrange something like that as the dude. Be like, hey, why don't you guys go hang out? I think that's a very mature response to me. That would be a very mature thing to do.
I think you got to lie. I think what you do is you do all that stuff you just said, Matt, and then pretend that your brain has been changed and you love this person now because they're still around. But yes, if you take the swing and you miss and you don't convince them how terrible you think this person is, then immediately pretend you've bonded with them and they're great and you love them now to hopefully fix it. Because I don't know. But I do love what you said about your family and the honesty of it and the good intentions version of thinking about it. Because, we should all be there. But the next time they're sitting next to each other at a table of some kind, I promise the person who's in the relationship is thinking in the back of their mind, man, my family member hates this person right next to them. I wish they didn't. And so I don't know. But it's interesting to me that person wrote to the self-help book, the self-help column, because I don't think they ever actually help anybody. I don't think that if you're at a position when you need help, the right person to write is someone who does like a newspaper article about all the people that are struggling. I don't think that's the right person.
It's a complicated problem that you just can't put in the newspaper or just put there. I mean, you're getting so many things out of context. So whatever comes back, I mean, really all that is just so you can get the answer you want anyways.
That's true.
And a lot of times you get that because they're not like, well, yeah, you should get drunk and start a three-way. I mean, anything like that. It's more reasonable, and it's always going to come out to something you want to hear. So, yeah.
A three-person dinner date is what Matt was talking about.
Right.
That's what he meant, Carl, for anyone curious about it. All right, we're going to take a break. I promise we're not trying to be Howard Stern on this station. We're just having real conversations. And I think the naiveness of my own experience in the strip club was radio worthy. But we'll find out if I get an email from someone that it was not in the near future. But all right, quick break, a lot more. Matt's got your traffic. Maybe we'll do wholesome stuff and the show. I got a bunch of wholesome stories.
Yeah, my traffic's awesome. Looking at southbound 65 right now at 21st. That is a stall blocking the left shoulder. Slow back to 38th Kessler Boulevard. South side, northbound 65, stop and go after Southport Road 2465. And we grind down after Keystone Avenue into the South Split. That is a construction zone. East side, northbound 465, stop and go. Washington Street, 2 Penn Pike. Eastbound 465, slow from Michigan Road 231. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at B Window, receive up to 40% off all products, plus get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today because B Window, they mean business. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
We'll preview the State of the Union address. How long you think it's going to be? Hey, it's Casey. Join us Tuesday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex saline from Vicks.
Sinex saline nasal spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Tune in Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun. Brought to you by Miscellaneous. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Miscellaneous happens to help you through it.
The Attorney General's office wants to put your money back in your pocket. Visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov and search for yourself, your loved ones, or your business. It's fast, easy, and free.
Attention quality control personnel, plant managers, and sales representatives. Are you looking to work for a company that provides you with a great starting wage, outstanding benefits, and a generous retirement plan? Irving Materials Incorporated is hiring for these positions in the greater Indianapolis area. If you're a quality control technician, plant manager, or sales representative, IMI has opportunities available for you. To learn more, visit driveimi.com. driveimi.com. driveimi.com.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi?
And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most, that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense, and that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family is banking on bandwidth. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included.
Plus, get online in no time with same-day Wi-Fi.
Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi, it would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025. Actual speeds vary. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to the premises by coaxial cable.
Serving Indiana means being ready for growing energy demands. At Duke Energy, we're adding more power to the grid and working on hundreds of local projects to make your energy more reliable. We've strengthened nearly 20,000 poles, updated more than 270 substations, and prevented hundreds of thousands of outage hours with self-healing grid technology, so your power can come back on faster than ever. That's the smarter energy future Indiana deserves. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Americans are still trapped in Mexico. It's 19 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, going up to 38 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:31. Lots of Americans, including Hoosiers this morning, are trapped in Mexico after fighting continues between drug cartels and the military there. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt just told Fox News that the U.S. would intervene if any Americans are harmed. President Trump enters tonight's State of the Union address with a 44% approval rating.
He doesn't believe in any of these polls, but it is similar to other second-term presidents like Obama and Bush. The biggest issue for Americans is the economy and affordability. The White House pointing to several good economic data points here, including slowing inflation, strong consumer spending, plus those bigger tax refunds this year for some Americans thanks to the big, beautiful bill.
That's Fox's Aisha Hasni at the White House. Some members of Team USA's Olympic hockey team are expected to be in attendance tonight, including Jack Hughes, who scored the game-winning goal against Canada in overtime on Sunday. The Department of Homeland Security has been without funding for 11 days as Congress has not reached an agreement. Political leaders are debating changes to immigration enforcement, and the Senate plans a vote today on a funding bill, though it's unlikely to pass. The Northeast is still dealing with the aftermath of a recent nor'easter.
A big storm blizzard hitting 8 states and 40 million people here in Montauk. We had 28.1 inches. They started digging out yesterday, and I dug out the vehicle. It wasn't easy. We had wind gusts at the Montauk Lighthouse to 84 miles an hour. Nantucket gusted to 83 miles an hour. And the snowfall totals, unbelievable. Providence, Rhode Island set a state record, 37.9 inches. That beats the blizzard of 78 by 10 full inches. And by the way, if you think that's a lot of snow, it is. They only get about 36 inches in a total season. So they got a whole season's worth in one day. New York City coming in with 19.7, their 9th snowiest.
Mike Seidel with Fox Weather. Actor Robert Carradine has died. He was 71. Part of an acting family, he struggled with bipolar disorder for years and took his own life. He was known for his roles in Long Riders and Revenge of the Nerds. The Beech Grove community in the state of Indiana saying goodbye Monday to Beech Grove police officer Brian Elliott. He was shot and killed last week.
Officer Brian Elliott
It was an honor to have served alongside you. We will continue to carry on your sacrifice from here.
That is Beech Grove Police Chief Michael Maurice. He says Officer Elliott was the best of the best and served the department and the city courageously. Sports on WIBC at 8:34. Indiana Pacers forward Pascal Siakam expected to miss tonight's game against the Philadelphia 76ers with a left wrist sprain. He has appeared in 52 of 58 games this season. The team was fined $100,000 earlier this year after Siakam and two other starters missed a home game against the Utah Jazz. Tip-off at 7 o'clock tonight. Coverage at 6:30 on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. College basketball tonight. IU plays Northwestern in Bloomington. They'll tip that off at 7 o'clock as well. IU is favored by 8.5 points. And the 28-0 Center Grove Trojan girls basketball team will go for the 4A championship this Saturday against the Norwell Knights.
Their poise has been phenomenal, but I think it's just their competitiveness to get them there, and that's been there, and you want to play your best basketball at the end.
Coach Kevin Stuckmeyer and all 4 championships, classes 1A through 4A, will be determined Saturday at Cambridge Fieldhouse. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 8:35. Traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Baer.
Southbound 65 at 20. First stall block you to left lane stop and go traffic back to the White River, and that's an 8-minute delay. Inbound 65, all crashes clear before the north split, still slow off to northbound 65. Northbound 65 south side stopped after Keystone Avenue into the south split and delayed 8 minutes. East side northbound 465 slow after Washington up to Penn Pike. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at B Window, receive up to 40% off all products, plus get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today, because of B-Window, they mean business. I'm Matt Baer on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. 22 degrees right now in downtown Indianapolis. Cloudy today. A chance of snow this evening, and I think a chance of snow again tomorrow as temperatures are colder than they were just a short time ago. 22. As I said, that temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
Life can be full of risks. One thing you shouldn't take a risk with ever is your family's health insurance. If you're self-employed or you now need affordable health insurance, you need to make this free call right now and see how the Health Insurance Helpline can help you get it. We specialize in helping the self-employed and people just like you that need affordable health insurance to get it. We have short and long-term health insurance plans, and some even cover dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Don't take a risk with your family's health insurance. It's not worth it. If you're self-employed or now need affordable health insurance, call right now and learn for free how to get it. Listen, affordable health insurance plans for everyone just like you are a free phone call away. So give us a shout right now.
800-659-7540. 800-659-7540. 800-659-7540. That's 800-659-7540.
For a limited time, get 40% off all products. Plus, get an entry door for $187.
Because at B Window,
we mean business. We mean business.
Trust me.
Tony Katz in the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. Tony is off to the State of the Union, which is pretty cool to get to go to that. Of course, I think Hammer and Nigel will do their State of the Union bingo that they've done before. And I hope that it's a good speech. I will say that I haven't talked much about the State of the Union this morning, so I will say this about it. I hope that what you hear from the president is a whole lot of touting accomplishments, because there are a lot of them. And you know what's so funny about that? And I think at least interesting about it, you heard Biden when he was in office and the Democratic Party claiming they weren't doing a good job of messaging for their successes. Now, I laughed through everything I just said there because it was hilarious. They were failing to their own party standard to a degree that was easily noticeable. Biden seemed to be a person whose brain was actually broken and couldn't function and couldn't get off a stage, et cetera, et cetera. So they were trying to find ways to focus on whatever it was they were claiming their accomplishments were, most of us in media, especially conservative media, laughed that off as a ridiculous trying to pivot from all of the obvious bad things to the more made-up good things. That is not the case. And I don't say this because I'm politically biased and I voted for this side. I think it's absolutely true. Like the border, for example, which is one I think maybe you've heard of from others recently. But it's amazing how quickly Trump closed it. It was wide open. It was something that at the beginning of the Biden administration, they attempted to say wasn't a big deal or a lot of Americans didn't care. You might have forgotten that messaging, but it existed. And throughout the course of the 4 years, as more and more people on both sides of the political aisle became very upset in their communities and how much they were being overrun by people that didn't have a right to be there, it became a story that inevitably Democrats admitted mattered. And now they're saying they're all border, control people themselves, which is hilarious because they're not. But that's one example of something that when Trump got in office, he very much fixed. And now we don't even talk about it. Like you don't even hear about the discussions there, the complaints. It's more about ICE and what people think is or isn't okay as far as trying to remove more people from this country, et cetera, et cetera. But there's an amazing amount of accomplishments that do exist that just deserve to be highlighted. And so I hope that that's a majority of what the speech is about. I don't personally care. I'll say this too, because it actually has started to annoy me in a lot of places in media. When Trump goes after people, I don't care. I don't know why I don't care, and I bet a lot of you feel the same way too. But the moments that seem angry or childish, whatever you want to call them to me, are just funny. And I wish more people in politics did that. They took shots, pot shots, the way that Trump does, however, juvenile it might sound to some, at people who deserve them. Even the way that he interacts with media and the way he deals with someone who asks him a very ridiculous, biased question. I enjoy it. I don't think it's that big of a deal. And I think you can still take away the heart of something, the intention of it, the overarching message of it, and hear a few of the snippier moments. And I know that people oftentimes try to discredit Trump, and mainstream media will absolutely do it and overly focus whatever a 1 hour, half an hour, 20-minute discussion is into, but he made fun of this person in this way at this moment. And it's a distraction. It's a distraction that media tries to use to prevent you from hearing the rest of a message that by and large, hopefully is, again, focusing on the success and the economic likelihood that things are going to get better for us. Every data point out there seems to indicate that the economy is going to continue to improve. And I think that deserves to be a highlight too. So I'm hoping for a really motivational State of the Union speech with a few pot shots that I won't personally mind all that much. All right, quick break. A lot more. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
February is when excuses disappear and effort has to show up every night.
It's been a rough couple weeks for us, but this group will keep fighting, keep learning, and get back on track.
The Big Ten is stacked and postseason hopes are at stake.
Confidence is one of those things, like you drop a couple and then you got to figure out a way to put it away fast. There's another one coming right in front of you.
IU meets Northwestern tonight at 7 on the home of the Hoosiers, 93 WIBC.
For a limited time, get 40% off all products. Plus, get an entry door for $187.
Because at B-Window,
we mean business. We mean business.
Trust me.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Custom jewelry is not out of reach with PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse. At PA Jewelers, you can customize any piece of jewelry for that special someone. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg. Gold, diamonds, gemstones, and of course those watches from Flederman Von Riest, assembled right here in Indiana. Custom design jewelry with PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse. Custom jewelry made just for you. PA Jewelers, 3750 South Green Street in Brownsburg. 317-456-4010. PAJewelers.jewelry.
Fever? We've got the ultimate cure. The Ford 71st Annual Indianapolis Boat Sport and Travel Show, February 20th through 22nd and 25th through March 1st at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. Over 750,000 square feet of the latest boats, RVs, power sports, motorcycles, Tackletown USA, travel destinations, and much more. Don't miss the Indiana Deer, Turkey, and Waterfowl Expo and the Indiana Motorcycle and Power Sports Expo during the final 3 days of the sports show. One ticket gets you into everything. Visit IndySportsShow.com. Another Renfro production.
Coming up on the Hammer and Nigel show, Guy Relford filling in for Hammer. We'll do Ask the Gun Guy. Plus, is the United States going to war with Iran? 3 o'clock, 93 WIBC.
Matt Bear, how do the roads look?
Greg, look at us southbound 65 at 21st Street. The stall just cleared. Still slow from MLK back to 38th Kessler. Then northbound 65, stop and go from Keystone Avenue into the south. Split a delay of 9 minutes for construction. East side northbound 465 slow before 70 up to East 56. Eastbound 465 tight from 865 over to Meridian. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at B Window, receive up to 40% off all products. Plus, get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today. Because of B-Window, they mean business. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Mostly cloudy, a high near 43 for today, 22 right now in downtown Indianapolis. That temperature is brought to you by the American Standard Heating Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-983-2077 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-983-2077. That's 800-983-2077. What do you have to lose? Call 800-983-2077. Again, 800-983-2077.
Listen to Hammer and Nigel all this week for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Santana with the Doobie Brothers June 21st at Ruoff Music Center.
Got a black magic woman.
And now the end is near.
I'm going to let this go for a little bit.
And so I face the final curtain.
This is true. Tony Katz, the Morning News.
My friend.
93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. I am related to Frank Sinatra. I don't think I've talked about that on this show, mostly because none of us believe my grandfather, who has since passed away. He used to tell us all the time when I was a kid that we were related to Frank Sinatra because we're from Sicily, and he has family from that area in Italy, and we both wound up on the East Coast. I'm from New Jersey originally, of course, very close to where Frank grew up. So that was the claim. I don't know if anybody can chart it. I feel like I have one aunt that claims she did, like she did the 23andMe thing, and you can find some relative of Frank who's a relative of ours. I've bragged about this before. No value. I'm not talented in any of the things Frank Sinatra was good at. Nothing about it means anything. But I know my family, at least some of them, are very proud of the idea that Frank never goes to any of our reunions. Well, his family doesn't, even though they're potentially part of the family. I don't know if you guys have any famous people that you claim are connected to you. Is it just a me thing, or is it you guys?
Were you in the will, at least? Did you get
No,
any?
I was not.
Okay, all right.
No,
Sorry
none
to
of
hear that.
Yeah, nothing.
No, Craig, my family, I'm told, were sheep stealers. The people that actually stole the sheep. Really? No, seriously. I have on one side it's McCulloch, Murphy, and then I was told, distant cousins. They're kind of brigands, and they stole sheep. And yeah.
All right.
So nobody famous, but we did get arrested a lot, from what I understand.
I think we got arrested too, by the way. I don't think that's just a you thing.
Yeah.
All right. That's Italians growing up on the East Coast. I'm pretty sure a lot of us got arrested, and I can't talk about it. All right. Other things out there I saw. This is going to be a bit of a stretch, but I'm going to try to make it relevant to Indianapolis. Unleash the Beast is a tour. I think it's a PBR bull riding thing. Wow. It's going to be at Cambridge Field. What's that? Thank you. Thank you, Matt. It's going to be at Gainbridge Fieldhouse at the end of March, the 21st, 22nd. It's your rodeo. Texas, in Houston, where I currently live, has our rodeo happening this week. It starts this weekend. I'm going to be broadcasting live from it for another radio job I do. And I want to share an insider conversation with this group and see what you guys think. There was an actual debate today as to how rodeo dressed I have to be to broadcast at the rodeo, like boots, a cowboy hat.
Do
Are
you
these
have a
things that
cowboy
I
hat?
need? I do not own any of this stuff, Carl. I'm from the East Coast and I lived in the Midwest for a long time. I have none of these items. But there was an actual debate, like, do I fit in by wearing that stuff at the rodeo, or do I stick out, which is what one guy said in the meeting, because they'll know I'm not actually a part of it. That is the question. I'd love the answer. Should I buy ridiculous boots and a hat for a thing I'm doing this weekend?
Oh, no. I think if you go full rodeo and you're not full rodeo, they're going to think you're making fun of it. They're going to be like, he's just going out on a limb here and really trying to be rodeo when he's not, and then they'll never invite you back. So I would just kind of go and, wear nice pants. You can't go wrong with nice pants, Craig.
A nice pair of slacks?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, slacks are good, man.
They're good, yeah. Right. And do I wear like my Yankee hat that I typically wear?
No.
And just
Not
look
at a rodeo.
Okay.
No.
Okay. That was a no from both of you?
That's a no at the rodeo. Yeah.
All right. That's what I was arguing for in the meeting, is that I should just be me.
Do you know the rules about cowboy hats and the seasons?
I don't. I'm excited that you do, Carl.
So, yeah, I spent some time in Houston myself, and so I got myself a cowboy hat, felt for winter and straw during the summer. So I went to the Fort Worth stockyards in the summer, and all I had was my felt cowboy hat. I stuck out like a sore thumb, like a total tourist, because I'm wearing a felt hat and it's 105 degrees.
I wouldn't have even noticed. That's how funny that is. That's a thing. Okay, so it's a straw hat, you're saying, if I think it's going to be warmer temperatures.
Yeah, because a felt hat is super hot.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
I would have thought, exactly. It makes sense that it is. Why is this a thing that we have to do with the cowboy hat? I don't get. Like, why does anyone wear one? Yeah, I know. They don't look good. The cowboy hats don't look good on most people. Can we admit that at least as a group here in Indiana that doesn't care about this? The cowboy hat is a uniquely bad look on most human beings.
I always kind of liked it with a polo tie. You have the little bolo tie that comes up to your neck and kind of chokes you a little bit. Yeah, I would wear it with a bolo tie, and that's it. Maybe some spurs.
And the Texas belt buckle.
Yeah, yeah, it's got to be big as a house, man. Big as a studio apartment. That thing has, and you got to see it from space.
All right. Well, if I buy an outfit for this weekend, then I'm going to go to Indianapolis on March 21st and 22nd, and we all have to go to the Unleash the Beast tour. Is that something we can all do as a group?
Fly you in. We will do that.
Would you wear one too? Would you do the cowboy hat and stuff too, Matt, or no?
Well, yeah, I'd have to. If it's a chance to dress up as a superhero, I absolutely would. Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Cool. Would you ever try to ride a bull?
I'll be the bull. Yeah, absolutely.
I would do
either
it.
the bull can jump on my back, ride me if it wants. That's fine.
No, I would. I'm going to say this out loud, and I know you probably need training and stuff to do it. And I know it's probably dumb to say it this way, but I'll say it. I would do it. There was a discussion about that too, like what gimmicky, stunty thing would I be willing to do? I'd try to ride a bull. I feel like that's a once in a lifetime thing. You'd get to say you tried if you live.
Have you actually gone to a rodeo?
No, I've never been to any of them.
You wouldn't survive it. You'd be
why
off
not?
it immediately.
Well, that's okay.
Harsh.
That makes it funnier, doesn't it? Yeah, that was harsh. That was mean, Carl. But that makes it funnier, doesn't it? If like the idiot tourist guy pops off in the first couple seconds of being on the
Can you imagine
bull?
your wife lecturing you at the hospital after you broke your back?
Oh, she'd hate it. I actually haven't told her about this yet because she'd get very mad. She'd be very but come on. Like if you had a chance, if somebody was at a thing, like, hey man, you want to ride this bull? We think it'll be okay. Would you guys do it or no?
I'd ride the bull in a cow costume. I think that'd be silly.
That would be bad.
You'd be like, man, that guy's
Shows
silly. He's
dominance.
crazy. I want to party with him right now.
Yeah.
You know, it'd have the full conglomerate of udders too sticking out, protruding.
Okay.
It'd be like, this guy's wild, and I'd be like, yeah, man, let's party.
So I have learned something during this segment now. You guys are terrible for advice on this. This was an awful decision. I shouldn't have turned to you both. Although I will pitch that at the company I work at now, Matt. Can I wear a cow outfit while I ride the bull? Just see if I get fired.
Great for TikTok. They'll be like, yep.
It would be. I mean, honestly, man. Yeah. What could be better than that? I can't imagine it. But yeah, I wonder how the rodeo people would take it if I asked for that, because I haven't made that request yet to ride a bull. Do you think they revoke my media pass if that's what I say?
No, I think they'd be like, yeah, we got our next rodeo star right
Yeah.
here.
They're like, wow, this is the first time in all of our years of doing this that a media person wanted to kill themselves in front of everybody else.
Ken
That
Burns
is
makes a
crazy.
documentary 20 years from now. Craig Collins changed the sport of rodeo.
Yeah, Craig Collins, once a radio guy, forever a legend for trying to ride a bull. All right, thanks, guys. This has been fun. Matt's got traffic. I'll see you later. Tony Katz.